The heart of your team. The heart of San Diego. Bally Sports San Diego. The heart of a fan.
Welcome to Nationals Park in D.C. as we get ready for a three-game series between the San Diego Padres and the Washington Nationals. Now the Padres ready to go in the unofficial second half. We check out the NL West standings. The Padres to begin this unofficial second half. 6 games back of the San Francisco Giants. The Dodgers are 2 games out as we get it started. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Tony Gwynn Jr. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, if the Padres are able to make up ground in this second half, it's going to take the shoulders of Fernando Tatis Jr. for them to get there.
It certainly will, Don. He's coming off his first appearance as an all-star, got an opportunity to fill a lifelong dream of his. And listen, throughout the first half, we've been trying to find different adjectives to describe Fernando Tatis Jr. You see the 3-homer game he had against the Diamondbacks, one of the many moments he's provided in the first half. And listen, he's not only done it on the offensive end, he's cleaned up some of the issues he had on the defensive end. We remember the throwing errors that he had early on. He seemed to have cleaned it up as you see him go up the ladder to make a terrific play in that Diamondback series. For the Padres to have success and to close the gap in the National League West, Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to have to be at his best.
On the other side for the Washington Nationals, they're led by Juan Soto, the all-star, who's been very good.
Yeah, listen, this is one of my favorite guys to watch conducting at bat. And he displayed that opposite field power in back-to-back nights against the Padres, that last homestand before the break. And for the Nationals really to have any shot at closing the gap in the National League East, this guy is going to have to be at his best. We've seen it in that World Series year where he kind of put that offense on his back. He's going to need to do very much the same thing in this year.
Now coming up, the Padres offense looking to start the second half with a bang. Beginning a long road trip. It all starts next on Bally Sports San Diego. We welcome you back to Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. as the Padres and Nationals get ready for Game 1 of a 3-game series. Time now to check out our weather report brought to you by HES Solar. 93 degrees, 3 miles per hour of the breeze from the south-southwest. Partly cloudy is the forecast for the remainder of the night. I don't see a cloud in the sky as we get it started in Washington. Now, Jace Tingler and his team ready to go in the second half here unofficially. This is game 94. And the first pitch of game 94 is going to miss for ball 1, and we're underway. Trent Grisham hitting it off here for the Padres in the first inning. It is Grisham, Tatis, and Cronenworth. And Grisham at the top of the order. We'll take the 1-0 down and in, 2-0.
Trent Grisham went into the half swinging the bat pretty well. He's moved back up in the top of the lineup here in the first game of this unofficial second half.
That'll miss down and in, 3-0. He's hit safely in 5 of his last 6 games going into the break, hitting it .320 in the last 6 games. And has hit safely in 13 of his last 17. Taking all the way in the 3-0, and it's in there for a strike.
Trent's added to his game this year. We've seen a lot more balls hit the other way. Continues to show a lot of promise from a power standpoint. Second on the team in OPS this season.
That is ball 4, and it gets away as Grisham will walk to begin things here in the first inning. Let's check out the rest of the Padres lineup. It's brought to you by Mozzie Heating, Air, and Solar. Trent Grisham leading it off in center field with Fernando Tatis Jr. at shortstop, Jake Cronenworth at second base with Manny Machado at third, Tommy Pham in left with Eric Hosmer at first base. Will Myers is in right with Victor Caratini doing the catching out of the 8 spot, and Chris Paddock out of the 9 spot. Doing the pitching for the Padres. On the mound for the Nats is Eric Fetty. He has just walked Trent Grisham. And now we'll deal with all-star Fernando Tatis Jr. Showing bunt, dropping it down the third baseline, foul. And Fernando will have to come on back. Jordy Mercer down there at third base now for the Nats.
Eric Fetty comes into tonight's game with a 4-6 record, a 4.59 ERA. Basically a 4-pitch mix: sinker, cutter, curveball, changeup. He does have a 4-seam fastball. He's only thrown it 15 times, so Padres can almost eliminate that pitch and focus on those 4 that he throws a lot.
A 1-2 Tatis. And he fights that one off foul, kind of coming in on him with a fastball that time. 0-2. The overall numbers for Fernando: 286, 28 home runs, 60 RBIs, the OPS over 1,000. First career All-Star game. Check that box. Started at shortstop, of course, for the National League. Led off against Shohei Ohtani. 0-2 with a couple of flyouts. Looked like he may have gotten one of those to go out of the yard at Coors Field, but neither one did.
Yeah, no, I'm sure for him it was a dream come true to be on that field. Seemed like he was enjoying himself very thoroughly. But he'll be checking a lot of boxes as we continue to watch his career progress.
1-2 pitch coming up here to Tatis. And a grounder softly hit the short. Turner to second for one, on to first. He is not going to be in time. Too much speed for Fernando. He's not hit that hard. So Grisham is forced out 6-4. Tatis reaches at first with one away.
That's that sinker in on the hands of Fernando Tatis Jr. Runs too well to double him up, but Padres want to get Fetty up in the zone, especially with him working that sinker. They can get him up in the zone. Padres can do a lot of damage.
One down here in the first inning. Tatis at first, and it brings up Jake Cronenworth. 276, 12 homers, 34 runs batted in. Jake saw time at first base in his first career All-Star game. Placed Freddie Freeman at first base in the top of the 6th inning, and drew a walk in the bottom of the 6th inning in his lone plate appearance. They hold on Tatis at first base. Outfield playing for Cronenworth to go the other way. Pitch looked away, but apparently a strike, or so called by James Hoy. As the plate tonight, calling the balls and strikes, appeared to be a little bit outside.
Betty gets the call on just off the outside corner on that sinker. That being said, that's about the level the Padres want to see that sinker. They just want him on the plate a little bit more.
Quick check on Fernando, back to the bag.
It's interesting looking at that All-Star game. Jake Cronenworth's ability to play first base gave that staff some flexibility with as many infielders as they had. He got a chance to get into that game.
Ooh, that was close. Over there, and Tatis barely back. Josh Bell holding him on.
Kind of caught Fernando leaning there, but his ability to slide to the outside part of the bag,
ooh, yeah,
forces Josh Bell to have to reach a little bit further and not quite be able to get that tag on.
He was moving in the wrong direction there when that throw came over. Does get back, see a good sized lead over there, almost to the cutout.
Yeah, a little more than the cut now.
Now it is. Going over again, not as close this time.
It's important to remember the cuts at different yards or different distances. The one here in San Diego, that lead right there, his front foot, his lead foot is probably just at the cut here at Petco Park. He can kind of split that cut at Nationals Park.
There he goes, kind of a pitch out. And that'll get thrown into center field, so Fernando picks himself up and heads to third. And he'll get there standing without a problem. Rivera, the former Padre, with the errant throw. Stolen base and an E2.
That is the kind of chaos that Fernando can cause on the base paths. It's a good jump. Nationals had a feeling he was going. They pitch out, throw up the line. Fernando gets in safely, and as that ball goes into the outfield, he picks it up quickly and is able to advance to third. Padres have a runner just 90 feet away from being able to score.
So weird you don't see many pitch outs anymore.
It's almost unheard of to see a pitch out, except when you got a guy like Fernando on the base path.
Runner where it carves it foul off to the left out of play. Remember, when the Padres hit a home run today, get a free jumbo jack tomorrow with a purchase of a large tray. Two is outside, kind of surrounded the plate, but not a strike. And a full count.
The old wraparound breaking ball.
Manny Machado waiting on deck. Padres going to jump on top here in the first half. Fernando at third. And another foul off to the left out of play. Let's check out the D.
Go from right to left. Juan Soto in right. Victor Robles in center. Josh Harrison in left field. Going from first to third in the infield. Josh Bell, Acides Escobar, Trey Turner, and Jordy Mercer, who returned from the IL today. Behind the disc, Rene Rivera, and on the mound, Eric Fetty.
One out in the first inning. Tatis at third, and 3-2 pitch. He is lined and caught by Turner. He fires to third, and back safely is Tatis. What a play by the Nationals shortstop Trey Turner. Looked like that one was headed to center field, but not so fast, says Trey Turner. It's out number 2.
Good base running there by Fernando Tatis Jr., but a great play by Trey Turner.
Wow.
And that last homestand here in San Diego, we got a chance to see two of the best shortstops in the game on the same field. Trey Turner holding up his end of the bargain with that defensive play right there.
You know, we don't get a chance to see him all that often, but really impressive what we've seen.
I had an opportunity to play with him right after he got traded from the Padres to the Nationals in AAA, and within the first 10 at-bats, you knew immediately that he was going to be a very special shortstop.
Ground ball softly towards third base. Mercer on the run, and the throw not in time. Run will score. Tatis in the back door from third. The Padres strike first on top 1-0. Slowly hit ball to third. Mercer did the best he could. It all took too long.
Padres creating their own offense here. For Manny Machado with the swinging bunt. Busted down the line. He's able to beat out the infield single. But it's all set up by the stolen base by Fernando Tatis Jr. The error that allows him to advance 90 feet. Padres get on the board here in the first.
1-0 San Diego, and here is Tommy Pham. On that inside corner for strike one. So Pham batting down in the order here, batting fifth. We've not seen a lot of this.
For a while there, the Padres really had no choice. They had to keep him at the top of the lineup with his ability to get on base. Now as Grisham has started to warm up, they can slide Pham down a little bit.
Leads the team in walks, 48 walks this year. And he has been hitting. Last 48 games, pretty big sample size, just over 300 at 301.
You and I both know Tommy Pham is a relentless worker. And as he was trying to get his swing together, constantly saw him out here early. Now all of a sudden, that work he had put in over the last couple of months is starting to bear fruit. As you see, Fetty gets that call at the bottom of the zone.
In the dirt, no advance at first base for Machado. Well, a lot of these guys, 4 days off for most of the Padres who did not participate in the All-Star game. That's a long time. I mean, you're so used to having that one off day and trying to recharge your batters. 4 days, that's pretty good.
In most cases, I think guys would say they don't necessarily want the 4 days. In the Padres case, based on their schedule the first half, I think all of them wanted those 4 days.
Ground ball softly towards third again. Mercer will have no play. And reaching on the second infield hit in a row is Pham. And it's first and second. And again, it's Jordy Mercer coming from third. Could do nothing with it.
These are just perfectly placed baseballs down the line.
Like swinging bunts.
Right. If you didn't know any better, you would think they're bunts. But again, Padres putting the ball in play. As you see Pham a little bit out in front, kind of gets around this baseball, beats it right into the ground, and Mercer knew immediately he was going to have no play.
2 on, 2 down. And Eric Hosmer. Strike call, not sure it was.
This is another guy who has started to swing the bat well before the break.
Multiple hits in 5 of his last 7 starts. Hitting at .423 in the last 7 starts.
Had a great series against this National Ball Club here in San Diego.
So I guess that's going to be a strike.
And James Hoyes had the zone a little extended on both sides, in and away. And you won't hear too much complaining as long as he's consistent with it.
Too far inside that time. And it's 1-2.
I think a lot of times guys get the most frustrated when they don't know what the zone exactly is. Through these first couple innings, both sides will be trying to establish what exactly that zone's going to be from home plate umpire James Hoyes.
Fouls it off, and it hangs at 1-2. The last time out for Fetty, allowed 3 earned runs, 8 hits in 5 innings on July 11th, and that was at San Francisco. Took the loss 3-1 to the Giants. Had a really good stretch though, April 12th through June 18th. Had a 2.54 ERA and a 4-3 record as he misses inside. 2-2. Comes in individually at 4-6, 4.59 ERA. Start number 14 of the year for Fetty. Hosmer bats with Machado at second, Pham at first. Full count. Pretty good AB right here for Hosmer.
Had a lot of good ABs in this first inning from this Padre lineup. Eric Hosmer has continued it.
Making him work. Here's the 7th pitch of this plate appearance coming up.
Padres looking for a little 2-out magic. Something that they haven't been able to really bottle up this year as they did last year.
Ground ball through the left side into left field, a base hit. Coming around from second is Machado. He will score. And the Padres with some 2-out magic take a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Eric Hosmer with a base hit driving in a run.
Just a solid AB by Eric Hosmer here. Change up running away from him. Doesn't try to do too much. Has the left side of the field basically open to him, and he hits where the shortstop would have been playing. Manny Machado comes in to score. Padres get 2 runs here in the first and still have an out to play with.
And Pham going first to third, so runners at the corners now, 2 down. And a meeting at the mound. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out there. With Will Myers coming up.
That's the type of at bat.
Somehow with the Callaway long ball. And it's an experience against Fetty. 400-foot home run, July the 6th. 106 miles per hour. Launch angle at 32 degrees, and you must spin it.
I think that's the favorite part of the swag chain is spinning it.
It's mine anyway.
But certainly for Will Myers, when he's going well, you've heard Sweeney mention it. You heard myself mention it. He's going to right center.
2 down, first and third, and see what he does here. He's got 10 home runs, just saw one of them. 253, 37 runs batted in for Myers. That's in there for strike 1 to a breaking ball to get it. Swing and a miss, and another breaking ball back to back.
Good slider there right on the outside corner. A little bit out in front, swings over the top.
Taking off for second base is Hosmer, getting hung up trying to score from third, and doing so is Tommy Pham. Padres pull off the double steal. So Hosmer drawing that throw, and then in the back door from third comes Pham, and the Padres take a 3-0 lead.
We've seen the Padres execute this play better than anybody all season long, so much so that teams stopped throwing down to second base. Here Rene Rivera decides to throw down. Tommy Pham has it timed perfectly, comes into the outside of the bag, gets his hand in ahead of the tag. Padres literally still a run here in the first inning.
This is into Myers, and this inning continues. Well, the 7th member of the Padres to bat here in the first inning. On the ground, foul. So 3 thefts in this inning for the Padres.
Teams know it too. They come into a series with the Padres understanding that if guys are on, the running game is in play. And we saw it often, especially towards the end of the first half. Teams literally just stopped throwing with runners on first and third down to second. And that's why.
Swing and a miss, and Myers strikes out, but the damage, it's been done. Padres scored 3 times in the inning, but they did some running to get it done. It started with Tatis's steal, the errant throw. He would score, then the double steal for the Padres. Pham gets in, 3-0 San Diego. On top of the Nationals as we head to the bottom of the first inning back in Washington at Nationals Park. And we check out the Nats starting 9 for Dave Martinez. It is Alcides Escobar at second base, Trey Turner at shortstop, Juan Soto in right field, Josh Bell at first, Josh Harrison is in left field, Jordy Mercer at third base, Rene Rivera does the catching, Victor Robles out at center field bats 8th, and Eric Fetty, the pitcher, out of the 9th spot for the Nats. Chris Paddock on the mound for San Diego.
Chris comes into tonight's game with a 4-6 record, a 5.38 ERA, 3-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, the changeup, and all of a sudden that curveball is being used a lot more from Chris Paddock.
He's got a 3-0 lead with which to work as he takes over here in the bottom of the first inning. Long wait as Fetty had to throw 35 pitches to get through that inning. The Padres have a 3-0 lead and a good start to this long road trip for San Diego. It's a 3-city tour. See Miami and Atlanta before heading home. Kind of a tough way to start the second half for the Padres.
It's their last big road trip.
Yeah.
They've already had a few to start the year. Padres played the most games, or at the top of the leaderboard for most games in the first half. This will be their last trip, big trip at least, with no off days in it, before they have quite a few off days in the second half.
Yeah, it's got to even out eventually, right? To right field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Cronenworth goes out to get it. Escobar aboard to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning. Leadoff single.
Set the outfield and infield defense for the Padres. Will Myers in right, Trent Grisham in center, Tommy Pham in left, going from first to third in the infield. Eric Hosmer, Jake Cronenworth, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Manny Machado. Behind the dish, Victor Caratini, and on the mound, Chris Paddock.
Lead runner on here in the bottom of the first inning for the Nats, and here's Trey Turner.
First 4 hits of this game have really seemed like death by 1,000 paper cuts. None of them hit really hard.
Well, for Paddock, really for any pitcher, the starry routing is so important, but it seems for Paddock and where his confidence level may be, this first inning is pretty big.
It's absolutely big for him. He's a guy that feeds off of his confidence. When he has early success, that confidence grows, and you see a different type of Chris Paddock. We've seen him have struggles earlier in his starts, and we've seen it go the opposite way.
Saw the breaking ball there that he bounced, but certainly a crucial part of what he does.
Yeah, for him, it's about fastball command. Everything else works better when he is able to command the fastball.
2-0 to Trey Turner.
Trey Turner, a really good fastball hitter, maybe why Chris Paddock has started him off with a curveball and a changeup to start this at bat.
Fastball away, 3-0. 4-6 the record coming in, 5.38 ERA. Be careful on the green light here. And he takes all the way, takes ball 4. Base hit and a walk, first 2 Nationals reach. Let's take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
You see how Juan Soto can spread the ball all around the yard. And if you didn't know that, you got a chance to see it in the home run derby. Very few guys in home run derby use the entire field. Juan Soto was certainly one of those guys in that derby.
There's Juan Soto, the All-Star, batting with 2 on, nobody out here in the last half of the first inning. And Paddock in a jam here early. Inside, ball 1. Soto winning the batting title in the National League in 2020. Just returning from the All-Star game and jumping back out of the way of 95 to make it 2-0.
See it early here from Chris Paddock. That fastball command is not where he needs it to be.
6 straight balls right now.
Every one of those fastballs seems to be pulled to the glove side. You may see a visit from Larry Rothschild here shortly.
Swinging to that fastball on the inside corner and carving it foul. 2-1.
And again, listen, he gets the strike here, but Caratini's asking for this ball away. He ends up missing on the inside corner, which he's able to get away with there. But again, for Chris Paddock, it's about being able to put the ball where Caratini's asking for.
2 on, nobody out, and a 2-1 pitch to Soto. And the curveball slips right out of his hand. Falls behind, 3-1. If you're a hitter, you can just pretty much take that
out of the hand. You see it pop up. Well, it's not likely a competitive pitch. And this is the exact opposite spot Chris Paddock wants to be in after getting a 3-run lead from his offense. He's gotten himself into a little bit of trouble.
In the air to deep right field. Back goes Myers at the wall. This game is tied. That was fast. 3-run home run for Juan Soto, his 12th of the year, and just like that, it's 3-3.
Playing with fire when you fall behind a guy who, maybe next to Tommy Pham, has the best strike zone discipline in the game. Saw him miss the spot there, 2-0. Misses the spot again, 3-1. Fastball ends up on the inner half, and in a 3-1 count, Soto can be extremely aggressive. He is. Ties this ball game up at 3 with a 3-run shot.
Single, walk, and a 3-run home run, and it's 3-3. For Paddock has been able to record an out.
So Caratini asking for this ball away. Ends up on the inner third, which is Soto's happy zone, and he knew it immediately. guy uses his lower half as well as anybody in baseball. That's where the power is generated from for Soto.
It's up top for a ball to Josh Bell. Run number 12 for Soto on the year. And the 3-0 lead for San Diego is gone. A little bit low, 2-0. Bell with 12 home runs of his own and fouls this one off to the left out of play. Swinging 2-0. Jams him and it's fouled away. 2-2. We'll talk about the start for Paddock, how important it is, and this is not the way he wanted to start this.
No, not at all. You finally get your bullpen lined up, give him a little bit of rest, and at this point it could be one of those starts where they have to come in a little bit earlier than first thought.
On the ground up the middle and ranging is Tatis from the outfield grass. His throw in time. Got a play by Fernando. Back up the middle, able to pick it, and from shallow center throws out Josh Bell at first for the first out.
Talked about Fernando cleaning up the defense a little bit. Does a terrific job ranging to his left, but he gets some help here from Eric Hosmer. That's not an easy pickup right there. But Eric Hosmer able to pick that one out of the dirt. Chris Paddock gets his first out of the inning. Man was just so athletic, going both to his left and right. Terrific play there by the young shortstop.
One down here in the first inning for Josh Harrison. Takes the fastball away for ball one. Just never know what you're going to see. Yanked that fastball away. 2-0. Now Harrison, who primarily played the infield when he was with the Pirates. We've seen him a lot in the outfield in this season series against the Nationals, playing left field primarily. And Rothschild coming up. Now a quick word from Fix Auto.
In 2021, supporting your community means supporting local businesses. Fix Auto Collision Centers want you to know that they're locally owned and operated. Call or click to find a body shop near you.
One out in the first, 3-3 ball game from Washington. And Paddock trying to get through this first inning.
Maybe a little mechanical issue going on. We've seen all the fastballs to the glove side pulled. Hasn't been able to get that ball down in a way where he usually is able to locate that fastball.
Locates it well that time. Well, since June 25th, the Padres starters have really struggled last in those categories.
When you look at those stats and where the Padres starting pitchers are, makes more impressive what we've seen from the bullpen, because they've really had to kind of carry the load for most of the first half.
Fly ball down the right field line, headed foul.
Really the only consistent starters all year have been Darvish and Musgrove. Seems like everybody else has been trying to work through some issues they've had, and the bullpen has had to wear the brunt of that.
And you hope to lighten the load a little bit for those guys in the second half. There's a liner to center, and there to make the catch is Grisham. Kind of a sinking liner there off the bat of Josh Harrison, but he's out number 2.
Nice to have a Gold Glover patrolling center field. Trent Grisham coming in to snag the line drive for the second out.
Well, the Padres pitchers K9, your K9 wins. If the Padres strike out 9 or more batters in a game, all Padres fans can visit participating Petco locations the next day and receive free dog or cat treats with Pals rewards. Visit petco.com/PadresK9 for more details. First pitch strike on the outside corner to Jordy Mercer. Mercer getting the start at third base. Reinstated from the IL today.
Only his seventh career start at third base. See if the Padres try to take advantage of that as the game goes along.
Longtime Pittsburgh Pirate, but spent the 2019 season with the Detroit Tigers.
A lot of Pittsburgh flavor on this national roster.
Absolutely. Josh Bell, Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer. Ground ball fouled off to the right. Yeah, broken to the big leagues. Did Mercer in 2012 with the Pirates, was a Pirate until the end of 2018. And the Tigers for a year and a half. 6 games with the Yankees, and this is year 1 as a National, playing in his 34th game. A liner to right, and that's going to be a fair ball headed to the right field corner. He's headed for second base. Throw coming back in, cut off, and it is a 2-out double for Jordy Mercer as this first inning continues.
Chris Paddock's got really 2 different things working against him. He's unable to really locate the fastball. And on top of that, everything seems to be up in the zone. Fastball's at about 95 miles per hour, but it's up in the zone. And no matter how well a ball is located in terms of outside, inside corner, if it's up, it's easier to hit. And Mercer lines this ball down the right field line for a 2-out double.
Here is Rene Rivera. Strike one on the corner.
Pitch number 31 for Chris Paddock coming up.
Rivera started the season as a Cleveland Indian. Was designated for assignment July 3rd. Became a free agent. Has action in the pen. Norwood is first up for the Padres. James Norwood, who has been up and down from El Paso to San Diego. They're down 0-2.
Best changeup we've seen from Chris Paddock in this first inning. Righty on righty, locates it down and away. Gets Rene Rivera to swing over the top.
Rivera, a former Padre, 37 years of age. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Rivera to end the inning. But 3-run home run for Soto. Game tied 3-3. Bally Sports presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, official partner of the San Diego Padres. By Sequan Casino, watch the Padres all season long at Sequan Casino Resort. Win exclusive prize tickets and more. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. Back in the nation's capital as we move to the second inning, tied up 3-3. Lots of offense, both sides to begin this game. And first pitch strike for Fetty, who's got a brand new slate.
It's basically a 0-0 game again after 1 inning of play. A lot of offense. Both teams doing it in a little bit different ways, but got ourselves a 3-3 game.
Fetty had to throw 35 first inning pitches. Victor Caratini taking ball 2, 2-1. It's Caratini, Paddock, and Grisham scheduled to bat here in the second inning in what is now a tie game. It's ball 3. When Fetty has missed, it's basically been there, down and in, to left-handed hitter.
See how that sinker slider change mix works for him. Sinker to the one side of the plate, the change and the slider to the other.
There it is again. And that's ball 4. Leadoff walk for Caratini. Second walk allowed by Fetty. Well, don't forget to download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Padres. Leadoff walk for Caratini brings up Paddock. Paddock 0 for 25 at the plate this year in his career, an .075 batting average.
See if one of the Padres starters can get a bunt down. They seem to struggle with that before the break.
Bobby Dickerson, third base coach's box. The signs here to Paddock. Lead at first for Caratini, and the bunt bid fouled off. Yeah, that is an area of concern for the Padres.
Doesn't normally rear its ugly head during the regular season, but come postseason, should the Padres be fortunate enough to get into the postseason, that's an area in which these bunts become a little bit more important.
Gets it down this time, and Bell looked at second, but throws to first. The sacrifice is complete. With Escobar covering, so 3-4 on the sacrifice. Paddock gets the job done. Caratini into scoring position.
Job well done there by Chris Paddock. Gets the bunt out early, has the barrel set a little bit higher than the handle. Is able to get the bunt down to first base and move Victor Caratini up 90 feet. We saw how in the last inning that extra 90 feet can be important. Chris Paddock gets the job done.
One out, runner at second. Top of the order, Trent Grisham. He walked in the first inning. Well, 2 walks allowed by Fetty so far tonight for the Nats. Fetty has kind of been fighting himself, it appears, here so far.
Yeah, you've seen kind of some similarities between him and Paddock as they're trying to find their way, and what has started off as a rough start for both. If I'm not mistaken, this is Trent Grisham's first time back in this yard since having that error in the playoffs against the Nationals.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have been there at all in 20. You were talking about his success this year. And you have to feel like him being part of last year and everything that took place this year, now being here for the entire season, and this 162 has to feel like he belongs at the major league level at this point.
There's no doubt when you watch Trent Grisham play, he's playing with a different confidence than he was last year. It's almost he was feeling his way through in 2020. He knows he belongs, as you just mentioned, on this roster, and he's an important piece to this roster.
To win a Gold Glove, that's got to help confidence, I would think.
To me, watching him play center field, that's where his confidence really comes through the most. Doesn't have any panic on the rare occasion where he makes a misstep. He recovers very well. He's an elite center fielder. There's no doubt about it. I expect him to have a few more of those Gold Gloves when it's all said and done.
Strike called. Got a call right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Grisham. See it missed.
I mean, that pitch being called a strike completely changes the at-bat. As opposed to being 3-1 where you can see damage like Soto, now you're at 2-2. Gives Fetty a few more options to work with.
Ball 3, full count.
And that's where it starts to become a little more irritating for a hitter. One pitch called a ball, the next pitch almost in the identical spot, called a strike.
Fernando waiting on deck. This is the 5th 3-ball count for Fetty already. And that'll miss for ball 4. So the second walk of the inning, third of the outing, and the second time that Grisham has walked against Fetty. Now it's time for the Home Depot, getting more done.
Nice career OPS before the age of 23. Fernando at 977. Only Albert Pujols higher at 984.
I'm sitting here shaking my head, mainly because look who's on that list with Fernando Tatis Jr.
Juan Soto.
They're both on that list of some Hall of Famers. Albert's not there yet, but he will be.
He will be. Still got some game left. Watching him hit with the Dodgers has been pretty good.
He has fit into on that roster as well as I think the Dodgers could have hoped. And to their credit, they've used him appropriately and in the right spots and given him the best chance to have success.
In there for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Fernando. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning, stole second. Came around to scoring an infield hit for Manny Machado, part of a 3-run first inning for the Padres.
This has the feel of a high-scoring affair today.
Yes, it does. More frustrated was Fernando, talking to himself in the midst of a meeting with himself.
You know, Fernando is honestly seeming like he's just starting to scratch the surface. As he starts to clean up his strike zone and his swing in that strike zone, it's only going to get better for him, I believe.
I think it's tough on stars like Fernando, too, because you're not going to get a lot of good pitches to hit. And I would think that you have to become more selective, which is tough. Because you want to swing the bat. I mean, you have that kind of ability. It's got to be frustrating.
Especially for a guy like Fernando Tatis Jr. I mean, he kind of has that style. He doesn't necessarily have to hit strikes in order to hit a ball far. So as he continues to mature as a baseball player, I think that's going to naturally come. He's going to figure out what pitches he needs to swing at in order to have maximize his success.
2-2 skied down the right field line and foul. We've seen Andres Machado warming in the Nationals pen, so both teams have had relievers up early in this game.
Pitch count rising for Fetty. Next pitch will be the 55th of his outing.
Fernando's only seen fastballs and 2 at bats so far.
Wraps it foul, 2-2.
And it's almost the same game plan we see against Fernando most nights. They're going to try to either run a four-seamer in or run that sinker in on their hands and hope that he chases out of the zone. The problem is, if you miss, the baseball usually gets lost.
Two bounces in. 2 on, 1 away here in the Padres' second inning.
First non-fastball seen from Fernando in his 2 at-bats. And if you're Eric Fetty, you're a little worried right now. You threw a 2-2 slider. First time he's seen it all game, he lays off of it, really without flinching. See if they go back to it here.
Missing up, and that's ball 4. 3 walks in the inning for Fetty. Loads the bases for Jake Cronenworth.
Consistently seen good at-bats up and down the lineup from the Padres these first couple innings. Jake Cronenworth will get an opportunity after being robbed in his first at-bat.
Bases filled with Friars as Cronenworth gets his second look at Fetty. Lined out to shortstop, and a great catch by Trey Turner in the first inning. Robbed him. As the catcher Rivera headed out here to talk to Fetty. And now a quick word from Ballast Point.
Visit a San Diego Ballast Point brew pub for $5 swinging friar ale pints every Padres game day all season long.
Well, after the 3 walks in the inning, Dave Martinez has seen enough of Fedde tonight. So bases loaded for the Padres, 1 out. We get a pitching change from Nationals Park in Washington. The bases loaded with 1 out in the inning. It is time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question. Padres 3rd-round pick Kevin Kopps is the 2nd Golden Spikes Award winner ever drafted by San Diego, who was the first. To enter our Valley View Trivia Sweepstakes, tweet your answer to Valley View Trivia question at Bally Sports SD. Include the hashtag Valley View Trivia. A winner will be announced in Saturday's postgame show. Visit ballysports.com for full rules and details. Andres Machado checks into the game for the Nats.
Andres 4-pitch mix from Andres Machado. 4-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, and a changeup. Only 4 innings on the year with a 2.25 ERA. He'll be tasked with trying to get this Nationals ball club out of this jam here in a second.
So Fedde leaves this game responsible for the 3 runners on. He walked all 3 and a total of 4 as Cronenworth stands in, and a grounder foul outside of first. Jake lined out to the shortstop, Trey Turner, in the 1st inning. So Fedde goes an inning and a third, 3 hits. Don't know about his run total yet. Walked 4, struck out 1, and threw 57 pitches. Strike 2. It is Caratini at 3rd, Grisham at 2nd, Tatis at 1st with 1 out in the 2nd inning. Fouled away off to the left, and it's 0-2. Andres Machado, first out of the pen for either side.
Really only uses the sinker 3rd most out of his 4 pitches, but with the bases loaded, him seeking that ground ball, he's gone with it the first couple of pitches here in this at bat.
Flared foul again.
See the 4-seam fastball a little bit harder than that sinker that's around 92, 93 miles per hour. Tried to go to the top of the zone there, maybe hunting a strikeout. Jake Cronenworth, as he's done all year, being a tough at bat.
Bounced in. Nice block by Rivera. The bases loaded. He bounced that. It was a changeup, and it's 1-2. Tough spot being brought in here. The bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, especially this early, especially against this part of the lineup too, as the meat of the order follows.
Two and two.
Just missed with the 4-seam fastball. Tried the top of the zone, outside corner, missed off.
Lined, that is a fair ball into left field, and it is off of Harrison. 1 run is in, here comes another. It'll be a double as Cronenworth takes second base. 2 runs are in, and the Padres take a 5-3 lead. Jay Cronenworth with a big hit here.
Let's go through this pitch sequence. Sinker to start the at-bat off. Jake fouls it off. Comes right back with the sinker. Gets the strike 2 call. Jake again fouls off another sinker. And then Machado tries to go with the 4-seamer. Cronenworth fouls it off again. He takes the changeup down. Good fastball away there that misses just off. Tries to go back to the sinker. Only he leaves it up. Jake Cronenworth slaps it down that left field line. Brings across 2 more runs. Another good at-bat from a Padre.
They rule it a double and 2 RBIs for Jake Cronenworth. Padres have a lead again on top 5-3. Looking for more as Manny Machado will take strike one, the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Highest OPS with runners in scoring position this year. Manny leading in that category. Runners at second and third, still with just 1 out in the inning. Foul back, 0-2.
Seeing the OPS climb each month from April to May to June and now into July. This is when the Padres lineup is at its best, is when you have Fernando being Fernando and Manny being Manny. Everybody else seems to kind of fall in line and the offense starts to pick up a little bit.
Foul back, and we'll do it again, 0-2. So those 2 runs are charged to Eric Fetty, the starter, who is still responsible for Fernando Tatis Jr., who's at third. Infield in right now for the Nats with 1 out in the inning, and runners at second and third. Bounces in for ball 1. Another good block by Rivera.
Padres making the Nationals pitching staff work. There has just not been an easy at bat anywhere in this lineup. Maybe other than Chris Paddock.
Fouled off again, and they got a bigger piece of Rivera. The 37-year-old catcher.
Sinker in on the hands of Machado, was able to fight it off, and I think that caught Rene Rivera in the foot. It's going to take us some time to trying to get himself together. Catches him right there on the top. Even with all that padding, baseball still hurts.
This next pitch will be the 70th pitch for Nationals pitching. An inning and a third.
That's a full start for some guys right there.
Wow. Machado cleans this out. A foul ball. Just foul down that left field line. And he out ahead. Ahead of a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Playing with fire, trying to get the ball in on Manny Machado. This one just inches foul from clearing the bases.
One-two pitch. 97, but a ball. Eighth pitch of this plate appearance coming up for Machado. Another lengthy Padres plate appearance. It's been a recurring theme so far.
I feel like you've said that at least 3 or 4 times.
A bunch. Yanks that one. It's a full count.
Listen, when you throw a 96-mile-per-hour fastball in an half and it just misses being a double, scoring 2, it's going to make you a little cautious about going back in there. Machado pulls that last fastball badly. Takes the count to 3-2.
Ball 4, and that'll load the bases again. That is the 5th walk handed out by Nationals pitching in the ball game. The first by Machado. As he walks Machado. Machado versus Machado.
What another great at bat. Machado, all the way back from 0-2, is able to draw the walk, force the bases loaded, and now Tommy Pham will get a crack at it.
Hickey, the pitching coach, got Got to be pretty frustrated so far. 5 walks in an inning and a third from his pitching staff. And now the bases are reloaded again. Scherzer trying to talk Eric Fetty out of this situation as he only lasted an inning and a third. Remind you to stream Padres baseball all season long on the Bally Sports app presented by Coors Light. Bases filled with Friars. Here's Tommy Pham. 1 grand slam on his resume. 256 average in this spot. In the dirt for ball 1. Bouncing in, and no advance. On third base, thinking about it though, was Tatis jumping around down there at third, but Rivera blocks another.
Padres are in a slow grind mode today. Rene Rivera has been extremely busy in his first inning and a third.
He saved a couple runs already.
He definitely has. He's got some bruises to show for it.
2-0. That runs inside for ball 3. Machado's ball really running all over the place.
Yeah, and you can forget about getting Tommy Pham to offer at anything out of the zone anyway. We've seen it all year long from Tommy. Even when he wasn't swinging the bat well, he's always seen the ball well.
3-0. And there's a strike to make it 3-1. On the ground, left side to the third baseman, Mercer to second. And what are they going to say here? Indicating out. Interference here, apparently. With Machado running towards third base, he pointed towards third and made the out sign there. With Tatis coming in to score and Chase Tingler out to get confirmation.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what exactly the interference is. Jake Cronenworth has every right to try to avoid the baseball. Not sure if this is even a challengeable play, but certainly the Nationals seemingly catch somewhat of a break here.
Yeah, he pointed towards third. That's where Cronenworth was going. Indicated he was out.
I think the runner at second has to go back to first now.
So he said that he interfered with him there and indicated the out right there.
Kind of shielded it, but it was just where he was running.
That's what it looked like to me. I think the veering towards the infielder is what caught the eye of second base umpire Chris Siegel.
So Tatis scores. That is run number 6.
You know what they did?
No, they don't. They put him back. So Tatis is at third. So it is 5-3 still. These are scoreboard has 5-3 or 6-3.
Now it is 5-3. So everybody goes back. Runner interference. Fielder's choice for the batter. And it is a 5 unassisted on the putout. So you got Tatis at third, Machado at second, Pham at first. He's there on the fielder's choice. And Hosmer down in the count 0-2. That's a really weird play.
Don't know that I've ever seen it like that before.
No. They allow Machado to advance to second base from first, but not Tatis to score. So the umpire, his view there of Thornwood throwing his arms up, blocking the progress of that ball. That's where the interference was called. 1-2 is lined into right field. Base hit for Hosmer. Here comes Tatis. He will score. And the throw to the plate. Very late. Padres take a 6-3 lead. Eric Hosmer driving in his second run on his second hit of the night.
Despite some of Eric Hosmer's struggles in the month of the month of June, he's gotten it back rolling here in July. Starting to see that line drive stroke from him again. Brings across another run, his second RBI of the game. And even with those struggles, he's still been one of the Padres' best with runners in scoring position. He puts that on display here.
Another pitching change here for the Nationals. Pablo Espino will be coming into this game. Andres Machado leaves. It's now 6-3 San Diego. As a new pitcher, the third of the night for the Nationals. Nationals have thrown 82 pitches so far. Fedde threw 57, Machado threw 25. Here is Paolo Espino into the game.
See Espino on the year, 43 2/3 innings, 2.89 ERA. These are the times he usually comes into the game.
Victor Robles, something's up with him, as Paul Assard, the trainer and manager Dave Martinez, went out to center field, and he is coming out of this game. It is a hot night in Washington, 93 degrees, very humid. I'm not sure what's up, but Robles leaving this game. So Nationals will have to come up with a new center fielder. We're just in the second inning.
Robles, one of their best defenders. Out in center field, they'll have to figure out who will replace him.
Gerardo Parra, the veteran, headed out there. Crowd loves him. They love him in Washington. So Parra taking over in center. Espino finishing up his warm-up tosses here. He'll be dealing with Will Myers, ninth member of the Padres, to bat here in the inning.
It doesn't look like Robles came off on his own.
Yeah, he was walking off the field when they came out. Kind of met him by first base. Myers with 3 grand slams on his resume. That's away, 2-0. Pitch coming up here to Myers.
Swing and a miss. That one's by him. Will struck out in the first inning. 0 for 1. Machado at third base. Pham at second base. Hosmer at first base.
Every position player so far, with the exception of Will Myers, has reached safely.
Machado was able to record 1 out. Gave up 2 hits. So far, he's not allowed to run, although the starter, Fetty, charged with all 6. High drive in the air to deep left field for Myers, and the San Diego Padres are on the road in Washington. A grand slam, and the Padres jump out to the 10-3 lead. Will Myers with his 11th home run of the year. Oh, these are the San Diego Padres.
And there's that big hit the Padres have been missing. Finally, it comes in form of a grand slam from Will Myers. That 3-1 count has been the nemesis of both pitchers today. Or I should say both sides. Fastball elevated about belt high. Whenever you see that pose from Will Myers, that ball's not returning. Grand slam, his 11th of the year.
Padres bat around. Here is Victor Caratini, takes the strike. So now that is 3 runs charged to Andres Machado. And the Padres have a 10-3 lead. Fouled off 0-2 for Caratini.
Did they spin the chain? I didn't get a look.
I didn't see the spin. I saw it go on. I missed the spin.
It's just been confirmed that it was spinning.
I don't know why you wouldn't spin it if you're going to wear it.
You might as well,
you
right?
have to, right? I mean, it does it. That's the coolest part about it. It's the first time I saw it, I had no idea that it spun.
By far the best part of that chain. Seen the Padres in this position often. It seemed like over the last few weeks before the break, just not able to come up with the big hit. It's nice to see to start the second half. They can find it.
Misses inside. That was the 4th career grand slam for Will Myers. Grounded foul, 2-2.
We thought it seemed like this had the feel of a high-scoring affair, and has not disappointed with 13 runs through the first inning and 2/3.
A lot of baseball left. 2-2. That is strike 3, and it'll put an end to the inning. But not before the Padres able to put a 7th spot on the board, including a grand slam for Will Myers. Padres have a 10-3 lead after an inning and a half from Washington.
Was put on the 10-day IL with a bone bruise in the back of his heel near his Achilles tendon. You see him going down here right before the All-Star break. Looked like a pretty terrible injury, but the Padres kind of dodged a bullet with this one. There's hope that he will make a start before the road trip ends. He will miss his next start, but he's already walking without a walking boot. He's already throwing without the boot and even jogging. So he's going to fight through it, and they're going to try to see if he can pitch again before the road trip ends. They're not sure yet who's going to take his spot, but some other quick injury news. Blake Snell expected to be activated tomorrow to make his start, and Yu Darvish expected to start on Monday against the Atlanta Braves. So some good news on the horizon possibly for the rotation, and Tony and Don, if they can make it through this road trip and get Ryan Weathers back, a big boost to the rotation as well, guys.
Yes, thanks very much, Annie. We were talking about it before the game, trying to look at what this rotation really looks like to begin the second half, because we've got some guys that are banged up coming back.
Yeah, you heard Snell hopefully comes off tomorrow. Padres seem to have dodged a bullet with Weathers, because that looked pretty terrible when you saw it live. And
yes,
they're fortunate that at this point it looks like he's only going to miss one start, but you still have question marks surrounding Dinelson Lamet. So Padres are going to have to kind of mix and match. Almost kind of puts the bullpen back on notice again.
And as Andy said, hoping to get Weathers back for a start on this long trip. There's Pham in left field, and he'll haul it in for out number 1 of the second inning. Gerardo Parra's first plate appearance after taking over for Victor Robles.
This could be a big inning for Chris Paddock. His offense gives them 3 runs in the first. He gives them right back. They come back with a 7 spot. He can throw up a 0 here and maybe start to build some momentum. The start could really change for him after getting off to a rough start in that first.
Here's Espino, the pitcher batting for himself. Finally found a pitcher who could get out of that inning. So he's not going anywhere. He's going to stay in this game.
Yeah, at this point, they're going to need him to eat some innings.
A high strike call for Paddock makes it 0-2.
Regardless of what their offense is doing,
Paddock gave up the 3-run home run to Juan Soto in the first, which tied the game at the time 3-3. Didn't get the call there, and it's 2-2. The Padres put a 7 spot on the board in the second inning. And fouled off of Caratini's mask, and that rattles him.
Squares him up right on that catcher's, hockey mask.
Professional courtesy here from James Hoy, giving Caratini a little extra time. Two from Paddock. And a liner to second base. Cronenworth will make the snare for out number 2. Hit fairly well, but right at Cronenworth, and there are 2 outs here in the second inning.
Paddock's able to get the first 2 outs relatively quickly after sitting down about 45 minutes in between the first and second inning. Sometimes you see pitchers thrive in those spots. Sometimes you see it go the opposite way.
There is Escobar, who singled to right in the first. And takes a strike over the outside edge. Veteran infielder, acquired by the Nationals on July 3rd. Pops it up right side into shallow right. Cronenworth out on the short lawn in right field will make the catch. Ends a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Paddock in the second. It's 10-3 Padres. On top of the Nationals, we head to the top of the third inning back at Nationals Park. Time now to check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. Oh, that is good coverage. Big crowd. Yeah, Nationals Park tonight. See the Padres and the Nationals for the first of 3.
Probably not all that happy right now.
No, pretty quiet.
With this way the game started.
The Padres got 3 in the first, 7 in the second, and here we go to the third, and it is Chris Paddock leading it off. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Paddock got down the sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Fouls it off, and it's 0-2.
Seemed like the first sac bunt we've seen get down in quite some time. And look at that number of runs the Padres have, 10. The magic number for them is 5. This ball club scores 5 or more runs. They're 37-5 on the year.
Fly ball headed towards center field, where Gerardo Parra is there to make the catch with the first out here in the third inning. Now a quick word from Home Depot.
The Home Depot rental has everything you need to go the distance, including tools, trucks, and equipment, some with job site delivery.
third time this season the Padres have had a 7-run inning. Last Thursday against these Washington Nationals. And May 28th at Houston. And the top of the 11th inning scored 7 times.
A lot of times for the Padres, those 7 runs have come later in games. Padres doing it in the 2nd inning here in tonight's game in National Park.
Trent Grisham, the recipient of strike 1. Grisham walked in the first, walked in the second. Total of 5 walks handed out so far by Nationals pitching. Espino has been charged with only 1 run himself. Allowed 3 inherited runners to score on the grand slam. Allowed to Will Myers. Ball 1. Runs away, 2-2.
And Grisham already with 2 walks on the night. He's been on base both times. Scored in that second at bat. Certainly the move up to the leadoff spot for him isn't new.
He's down 0-2, but it is a full count now.
This has been a theme for all of the Padres position players today. Regardless of whether they've been behind in counts or not, they have found a way to even the count, get ahead in the count, and find their way on base.
Popped up, foul ground, long run, and off the tarp area. So Trey Turner, I don't think he got a real good read on that. He had more room to go. And ends up landing on the tarp and getting another chance to be Grisham.
Yeah, coming really all the way from his shortstop position because there's nobody else over there.
Nope.
Looked like he kind of lost sight of really where he was, had a little more room to go, and been able to come up with a pop-up that maybe he could have.
They're on the shift on the right side. And here's a fly ball to center field. Parra again comes in to make the catch for out number 2. He's handled the first 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. And that'll bring up Fernando.
Fernando got the party started in this game early when he stole second, advanced to third on a throwing error, and it came in to score on the infield single for Manny Machado.
That had a wrinkle in it and a swing and a miss for strike 1. Curveball from Espino.
See if Espino tries to pitch Fernando, and he doesn't have the same velocity as Fedde did earlier.
Woo. That curveball fell right out of his hand, slipped right out. Fernando has reached twice, but without the benefit of a base hit, fielder's choice, and a walk. And has scored 2 runs. Two and 1. Yeah, they really are grinding out every at bat time.
This looks a lot like the beginning of the season for this offense, where they seemingly were 3-2 every at bat.
Tap foul, and it's 2-2.
That's a breaking ball, Fernando. You see him shaking his head. He wants that one back. 71-mile-per-hour curveball, really middle away, and we've seen Fernando go oppo taco with that pitch before.
Up and in, full count. Fedde, the starter in this game, lasted just an inning and a third. charged with 6 runs. Andres Machado won a third. He was charged with 3 runs. That's ball 4. And that is walk number 6 allowed by Nationals pitching. It's the 3rd inning.
A little bit of different approach there by Espino. This is a changeup that was left up and missed off the plate. Prior to that at bat, really Fernando had seen mostly fastball. I think he had seen 1 breaking ball. That at bat he saw all off speed and 1 fastball.
2 down, Tatis at first and Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth lined out to short in the first, doubled in the second to drive in a pair. Breaking ball, line down the right field line. That's a fair ball, headed towards the corner. Tatis headed for third and beyond. They're going to wave him around. Dug out by Soto. Tatis will score. Ending up at third is Jake Cronenworth, and the Padres take an 11-3 lead. Jake Cronenworth has driven in 3.
22nd double of the year. And he has been a doubles machine all season long. Espino flips that breaking ball in there, catches far too much plate. Cronenworth able to keep this ball fair just inside the line, and watch Fernando Tatis get going around these base paths. From the moment that ball was hit, his whole mindset was to score, and he comes across for the 11th run of the game with no throw. Jake Cronenworth continues to have a terrific season offensively.
They credit Cronenworth with his 4th triple of the year. Padres are 5 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
So check that. He still has 21 doubles on the year.
Yeah, I thought he may have taken third on the throw, but there was no throw.
Didn't actually see him pull into third base there, so kind of missed that part.
One is popped up into center, and Parra is there to make the catch. It ends the inning. Padres out a run, take an 11-3 lead to the bottom of the 3rd.
(11-3). Padres have a lead over the Nationals. We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's time for the Kia Player Profile.
We'll talk a lot about Trey Turner, how good he has been. Well, the highest batting average since the beginning of last year. 325 lead in that category.
He's got a lot of the tools in order to be at the top of this particular list.
Fly ball, skied foul down the right field line.
Great bat to ball skill. Obviously one of the faster guys in this league. Sets you up to be able to have yourself quite a few hits.
Paddock fresh off a 1-2-3 second inning. Walked Turner in the first inning, and that kind of set the table for the Juan Soto home run. This is with the curveball that time.
See if he can put together another scoreless inning and continue the momentum build.
Not throwing the curveball for a strike right now.
No. Still really searching for command on all 3 of his pitches.
Ground ball off of Paddock. It kicks out to third, and Machado can't field it cleanly. Kind of turn may have gotten him in the back, and then heads out to Machado, and Manny, like on the transfer, dropped that baseball. So Turner reaches. He's got great speed anyway at first base.
At the moment this ball ricochets off of Paddock's backside, it was going to be a tough play for Manny Machado. Tried to field it and throw it really all in the same motion. Unable to get Turner.
So a base hit and the 4th hit of the night for the Nats. Brings up Juan Soto, had a big hit in the first, a 3-run home run. Soto his 12th home run of the year. Now he bats with Turner at first and nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Paddock fell behind Soto in that last at bat where he hit the 3-run homer and really put himself in a tough spot.
Padres shift on him on the right side with Machado over on the right side. A swing and a miss, and there's a good curveball that time.
Get Soto to swing right over the top. But again, it's not exactly where Caratini asked for. Wants this pitch down and away. Kind of ends up over the inner third of the plate.
That's a dangerous place to put it for Juan Soto.
The last one he put in that area ended up over the fence.
The Padres are shifting on the right side, but they keep it tight to the infield with the double play scenario in order. And Machado over there on the right side. Joining Cronenworth and Hosmer. Only Tatis on the left side.
Talking to hitting coach Kevin Long when they were here in San Diego, just trying to get a feel for what kind of hitter Soto is. And he was making the point that Soto in the 2021 season hasn't even gotten going yet. But what separates him from most of the hitters in this league is his ability to command the zone with his eye.
On the ground, could be 2. The second for 1, on to first, it is 2. Nicely done for the Padres. The 4.63 DP getting Soto to ground into it. That's huge for Paddock. 2 down.
Pitcher's best friend there. Executes a pitch where he wants it, gets the ground ball he's looking for. One of the easier double plays. You'll see the Padres turn. Routine 4.63 double play to get 2 outs here in the 3rd.
2 down for Josh Bell. On the ground, right to the shortstop. Tatis makes the pick and the good throw, and gone are the Nationals in the 3rd. We head to the 4th, 11-3 San Diego. The Nats as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. It's time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. Padres' 3rd-round pick, Kevin Kopps, is the 2nd Golden Spikes Award winner ever drafted by San Diego. Who was the first? Khalil Green, 2002, was a winner from Clemson.
Remember it very well. Still in college myself at that time.
There's a liner to left. Back goes Harrison's going to be over his head and one hop the wall. Tommy Pham's thinking 2. He will get to second standing with a leadoff double to begin things in the 4th inning. That was a hot shot. Right over Josh Harrison's head in left field very quickly. One hops the wall.
On the first pitch there, Tommy hops on. Looks to be a breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Hits it over Harrison's head, and this is when Tommy is at his happiest, when he's not only getting on base, but he's slugging. Another double for Tommy Pham.
Here is Eric Hosmer. 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. And a pitch up to him for ball 1. Singled in the first, singled in the second. A little bit low, 2-0.
Haas coming into the game, hitting .319 with runners in scoring position. He's up the ante on that with a chance to do some more damage here.
Ball 3, 3-0. 6 walks allowed in this game by Nationals pitching so far. It's Will Myers, who hit a grand slam last time we saw him at the plate in the second inning. There's a strike, 3-1. Grounded foul outside of first. The Nationals just trying to get some innings from Espino here.
They're going to have to. Blew through 2 pitchers, really 3 pitchers in that second inning, and Espino is going to have to give him everything he has, and that could mean him giving up more runs and having to stay in the ball game in order to really preserve that bullpen.
The starter Eric Fetty, inning and a third, gives up 6 runs. He'd walked the bases loaded when they lifted him in the second. There's a liner out to right field, and it's going to be over the head of Soto. Tommy Pham's coming around to score the 12th Padres run, and another hit for Hosmer. It's an extra base hit and another RBI. 12-3 Padres.
That is an absolute missile off the bat of Eric Hosmer. Now 3 for 3 on the night, 3 RBIs, 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position. This time it's a double. 3-1 fastball, middle. And this ball is cooked in the right center. Soto already playing pretty deep, still had no shot at that ball. Padres extend the lead 12-3.
Hosmer at second base, nobody out, run in. There's Will Myers. They're struck out swinging in the first inning. The grand slam in the second inning. Fly ball, center field. Parra, he's been busy, will make the catch for out number 1. No word as to why Victor Robles left this game yet from the Nats.
And certainly really walked off the field on his own. The training staff and manager Davey Martinez meeting him at the first base line. We'll pass along any information we get.
1 out here in the 4th inning for Victor Caratini. He's walked and scored and struck out looking. Eric Hosmer, by the way, has his 5th 3-hit game of the season. First since May 9th. We got a lot of baseball left. It's the 4th inning.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Padres, you love what you're seeing from your offense, and you'd like to keep it going as long as possible.
Strike called, 1-1. Caratini's walked and struck out. Close pitch, called the ball, 2-1. Espino, the third arm used tonight for the Nationals. Chris Paddock, the Padres pitcher. Looks like he's going to get his 3rd at bat of the night. It's because the Padres offense has banged out 12 runs on 9 hits in 3 1/3 innings.
Started out with some infield singles and has progressed to doubles and homers.
Grounded down to first, and Josh Bell will tag the bag. Taking third is Hosmer with 2 outs now in the 4th inning. Now, since Padres have hit a home run tonight, you get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. That's the grand slam by Will Myers in the 2nd inning. And here is Chris Paddock. The sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Flied out to center field in the third. He is 0 for 26 at the plate this season. High strike call for strike one.
0 for 26 on the season. Today is a good day to get the first one. Mine as well.
Ball and a strike to Paddock. Trent Grisham, top of the order, waiting on deck. Strike two. Two and two. In the dirt, but blocked again by Rivera. So Paddock turned to let Hosmer know, stay right where he is. He's at third with two down. Right in here for the Padres, who have scored in every inning so far. 3 in the first, 7 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 so far here in the fourth inning. Paddock swings at the 2-2 and fouls it off.
I think that the thing that's stood out most, at least from an offensive standpoint for the Padres, is how they've been able to grind at bats.
Been a common theme throughout this entire ball game. Strike three call. Padres will leave a runner at third base, but they score another run. Take a 12-3 lead to the bottom of the fourth. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino, by San Diego County Toyota Dealers, and by Bill Howe, and by GMC. Back in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where the Padres enjoy a 12-3 lead over the Nationals. As we move to the bottom of the fourth inning of work for Chris Paddock.
So important for him to continue to keep throwing up zeros. Padres gave him 3 in the first. He gave those 3 back. They give him 7 in the second. And he's been able to throw up zeros in the second and third. He wants to continue the work he's done and keep up the confidence.
Josh Harrison leading it off and taking a fastball high. Harrison lined out to center field in the first, 0 for 1. The 3 runs the Nationals have came in the first inning. As Paddock would give up a base hit to Escobar, walk Turner. And that set up a 3-run home run for Soto. A fly ball headed out to deep center field. Grisham going back at the wall, and it's off the bottom of the wall. The ricochet is nasty. Grisham will run it down, but not before Harrison's headed for third base. And a triple starts things here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Off the wall in center field.
Chris Paddock falls behind 2-0 here, has to groove a fastball. Josh Harrison's all over it. Hits this ball to dead central, and because of the angle of this center field wall, kind of kicks off the bottom and
heads towards left field. I think Grisham initially thought he'd have a chance to make a play on this. Realizes he doesn't, and doesn't have enough room between himself and the wall. The ball kicks off, gets by him. Harrison's able to trot in the third with a leadoff triple.
Here's Jordy Mercer. And a ground ball foul outside of third.
Again, Chris Paddock falling behind put him in a situation where he had to catch some plate. Harrison all over it.
Mercer fouls it off down the right field line, 0-2. San Clay, the left-hander, up in the pen. Nationals have already used Fetty, Machado, and Espino. Oh-2 to Mercer. Mercer with a double in the first inning. One of the 5 hits the Nationals have off Paddock. That includes leadoff triple for Harrison, who's at third base right now, leading it off in the 4th inning. Grounded left side to short. Tatis will go to first. Run will score. Harrison coming in with the 4th run for the Nats. Now a quick word from Fix Auto.
In 2021, supporting your community means supporting local businesses. Fix Auto Collision Centers want you to know that they're locally owned and operated. Call or click to find a body shop near you.
One down in the 4th for Rene Rivera. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Only strikeout of the night for Paddock. He's a grounder right side to the backhand. Cronenworth from the outfield grass gets it there in time. 2 down. So 2 ground ball outs for the out so far for Paddock here in the 4th inning. And I'm going to bring up Parra.
Despite the rough start for Chris Paddock, he's settled in nicely. Only 61 pitches now. You see the pitch breakdown: 32 in the first, only 12 in the second, 9 in the third, and 8 in the 4th. Good bounce back for Chris Paddock, but still some work to be done.
2 down in the 4th, and Gerardo Parra flying out to left field in the 2nd inning. And take strike 1. Fastball right down the middle. Top foul, 0-2.
Listen, when you have as big of a lead as Chris Paddock has, you just want to throw strikes. Get ahead early. Use your defense. Try to keep this lead right where it's at.
Ball foul over by the Nationals dugout. Of course, they're housed on the first base side at Nationals Park. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
So that means the Padres, by a process of elimination, are housed on the third base side. In case you were wondering where they were housed.
Well, I mean, they had to be on one of the sides, right?
They don't generally put them on the same side.
No.
I've not seen that before. Although the bullpens are now. They're kind of staggered a lot of places.
I find it interesting, though. Some home spots are on the third base side. Some are on the first. There's no consistency there.
Espino waiting on deck again. The pitcher. 1-2. Parra getting the elbow out of the way. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers have a good first inning. They lead the Rockies 5-0 in the bottom of the first inning at Coors Field.
The Dodger club all of a sudden has some starting rotation issues as well. Bowers had his leave extended, and Kershaw went on the IL shortly before the break.
Two is flipped down the left field line, a foul ball, and a nice catch. Backhand to make the catch.
Played her position nice there.
Found a young fan. Slicing.
Yeah, she stayed with it. Then she waved off the adult to get the kid the ball, though. Best part about it.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Parra here in the 4th inning. Run for the Nats. Paddock wants to do baseball. Tosses that one from the game.
swing and a miss, elevates the fastball at 96, picks up his second K. Now the Padres have a 12-4 lead. Fernando Tatis Jr.
He'll be batting second. We come back to Washington. It's 12-4 Padres.
San Diego, this beautiful look at America's finest city. Beautiful night in San Diego. Warm conditions in Washington. And the Padres bats have heated up. It's 12-4. San Diego on top of Washington as we move to the fifth inning. Well, we're talking a lot about the approach for the Padres at the plate. 27 plate appearances in this game. 133 pitches seen in this game. That is 4.9 average pitches per batter. So they have been having some lengthy at-bats.
It's a high number for this Padre offense in terms of pitches seen. Sam Clay enters the game for the Washington Nationals. 3-pitch mix, sinker, slider, changeup. It's been hit around pretty hard this year. See opponents hitting 299 on him on the year. Padres looking to continue this offensive surge.
It's Trent Grisham who leads it off. Got their own 2-1-1 going, do the Nats. Breaking ball called a strike. A shift on the right side. It is their second baseman, though. Escobar is out in short right field as Fernando waits on deck. So Eric Fetty started this game inning in a third. He's charged with 6. Andres Machado a third, charged with 3. Paulo Espino 2 1/3, charged with 3. Padres have a 12-4 lead as the Nats move on to their fourth pitcher of the ball game. Do it again, 1-2.
Ran through those numbers of pitches seen in the game so far, going through some of the numbers that the Padres are one of the better teams at not chasing. That puts pitchers in a tough spot when an entire lineup isn't chasing and you have to be in the middle of the plate.
That's a tough place to live.
It certainly is. It's been part of why this team has seen so much success offensively. They've stopped punching out as much, started putting the ball in play and taking their walks.
1-2 pitch just missed him. 2-2. So a lot of Sam Clay in the first series at Petco Park in San Diego. Calls it off to the left out of play.
Grisham alone has seen 25 pitches on his own. So when you have a guy like that at the top of the lineup, it really sets the trend for everybody else.
Strike 3 call. Not sure it was. Grisham definitely doesn't think it was. He's going to say some stuff to James Hoy on the way by.
I'm a good lip reader. Said it was awful. And listen, Trent Grisham has more conversations with umpires than anybody in the league. He knows the strike zone pretty well.
And he knows that was not a strike.
Yeah.
So 1 out in the 5th. And here is Fernando. That is a strike, and it's strike 1.
Wonder with the lead being what it is, will this strike zone start to open up a little bit?
Strike 2. On the ground is short and Trey Turner. Low throw. Bell will get the ball, though, before Tatis arrives. In and out of the glove. Had to reach for it. Got it, but kept the foot on the bag. 2 down.
Not an ideal way to record the second out, but nevertheless, they get the out.
Jake Cronenworth, 2 hits in this game. He's got a double and a triple. He's driven in 3. Fly ball, hit it to deep right field. That ball is back. That ball is gone. Home run for Jake Cronenworth. He is a single shy of hitting for the cycle in tonight's game. A double in the second, a triple in the third, a home run in the 5th. And the Padres take a 13-4 lead.
Jake Cronenworth is as steady as they come. 104.5 off the bat on a breaking ball. First pitch breaking ball at that. Jake Cronenworth smokes this ball into right center. Ball gets out in a hurry, too.
That is the Crone zone over there.
Fresh haircut, fresh bling. As you mentioned, just 1 hit away, a single.
Single. Easiest part of the cycle.
You think he knows?
I bet he does.
I bet he does, yeah.
Machado with a swing and a miss. Evens it count at 1-1.
Tell you what, this is a sight that Jace Tingler is happy to see coming out of the break. This offense swinging the bat the way they have today.
Gonna set the tone.
10 hits, 13 runs, and we're not even through the 5th inning yet.
Pitch down and in to Machado.
Those are always happy conversations.
After the home run?
Got 3 hits on tonight.
Definitely want to talk to your hitting coach.
To second base, and Escobar. Throw is good, and the inning is over. But a home run for Jake Cronenworth. 13-4. Padres have the lead for Cronenworth. It's home run number 13. Padres are rolling in Washington.
(13-4). Padres have the lead. We're coming into this game tonight. The Padres run differential pretty good, and you wonder why the National League West so tough this year. You get the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres all in the conversation. Best run differential this season.
Yeah, 3 of the top 6. Padres do it in a little bit different fashion than maybe the Giants and Dodgers do it. You need good pitching. You need good offense.
Yadiel Hernandez is pinch hitting here for the Nats. In the pitcher's spot, this would be for Sam Clay.
I say they do it differently because the Padres, as we've talked about, have had some struggles in the starting rotation.
Into the shift, it's Cronenworth in short right with a good throw, and the first out in the bottom of the 5th inning. More action in the pen. Looks like Wander Suero up in the pen. Paddock has 1 out in the 5th. Top of the order, Alcides Escobar coming up.
Just to finish my point, the Padres have had struggles with the starting rotation. Dodgers and Giants really haven't, but see the Padres on there because their bullpen has come in and thrown up zeros so often on those nights where the starting rotation hasn't been able to have success.
They've logged a lot of innings, and I guess there's one concern you have with so much use in the first half.
You have to be concerned about it. It's just we've seen bullpens use that early in the season and then struggle to get to the end point. The hope is that the Padres have enough depth to kind of navigate that, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think anybody knows the answer to that question right now. I think the ideal situation for the starters to get back on track and then kind of lessen the load on the bullpen.
Get deeper into games.
And that's why Chris Paddock getting to this point and beyond, honestly, would go a long way for that bullpen.
2 to Escobar, elevated with the fastball. It's not been a huge strikeout night for Paddock. He has 2. Struck out Rivera in the first, Parra in the 4th inning. So 1-2 to Escobar. And a grounder left side. It is Machado who cuts it off. The throw is in time. This play looked like he may let that go through to Tatis, but Manny cuts it off, spins and fires, 2 down.
Often, again, we take for granted his play at third base. He catches this ball behind him. This ball is past him when he actually fields it. Kind of snatches it, turn, and as usual, drops a dime to Eric Hosmer.
Bounce in for ball 1 to Trey Turner. He's been on twice. Walked and scored in the first. Singled in the third.
So easy to point to the fact that, you know, these guys, most of the bullpen has had 4 days off. But the last thing you want to do is start the second half and put them off schedule immediately. So it'd be nice to see Chris Paddock not only get through this 5th, but get into the 6th and hopefully finish that in.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. 78 pitches for Paddock in 4 2/3 innings of work. And again, a long first for him. 32 pitches in the first. Gave up 3 runs in the first, but he's been really good since, only allowing 2 hits since the first inning. He's retired 5 Nats in a row and falling behind here. 2-1 to Trey Turner. On the corner for strike 2.
Great change up there by Chris Paddock. And Don, you mentioned only the 2 strikeouts. Some of Chris's better starts this year have come in starts where he didn't strike out a lot of people. He used the defense behind him. Pitch count was lower because of it.
There's a dribble in front of the plate. That's a fair ball. And Caratini will throw it down to first base. And Turner didn't think so. But a fair ball, the indication by the home plate umpire, James Hoy. And Dave Martinez asking him to ask the first base umpire. They thought it was a foul ball off of himself, and we'll see. So apparently it was out number 3.
13-4 as we start the 6th inning. Well, when the All-Star selections were made, Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman's 4-year-old son, Charlie, told him he was excited Dad made the game so that he could meet Fernando Tatis Jr. Forget about Dad. He wanted to meet El Nino. Well, he got his wish at the All-Star game in Denver. He got to meet his hero. There you see him giving Tatis a hug, and he got to do that all throughout the weekend. He watched the home run derby with Tatis. They saw each other on the purple carpet and throughout the weekend. And I had a chance to talk to Freddie Freeman about it. He said Tatis is one of Charlie's favorite players, and Dad comes in lower on the list, but he said, look, I love it. He said, when I came into the league, I was told to be seen and not heard, but I'm so glad that's changed because I love what Tatis and the other young kids are doing for the game. They're making it fun. They're getting the children into it, including my son, and they're talented as heck on top of it. He said, listen, I'm here to see and meet Tatis too. It's not about me. It's about being around him and being around his kind of talent. So it's one of my highlights this weekend as well. Don, Tony, he wasn't the only one. The line to meet Tatis and talk to him was very, very long during the All-Star game and over the course of those 2 days, guys.
I bet it was. I bet it was. And that was a great story. I really enjoyed seeing that. And it's so awesome how Fernando really embraced the entire experience, too.
I think that's the key right there is he embraces all of this that's in front of him. And
When you have a guy like that who transcends in terms of connecting with kids, the next generation, that's exactly why baseball has had the success it has had for so long. I remember being in that spot as a little kid myself, wanting to go to an all-star game to meet Barry Bonds or King Griffey Jr. and what it did for me the moment I got to meet him. It just only solidified what I wanted to do more as an adult. And so I'm sure Freddie Freeman's son is in that same exact boat. He got 2 hugs from Fernando Tatis Jr.
Now, did you go to Colorado when your dad was in that all-star game with
did.
all that crew?
I did.
There is an unbelievable picture. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen it, but it is behind the booth. This is driven out to deep center field off the bat of Tommy Pham, back at the wall, and that ball is gone. 3rd home run of the night for the Padres. Tommy Pham's got his 3rd hit. It's a solo home run. A rude welcome to Wander Suero into the game. 10th home run of the year for Pham. Padres take a 14-4 lead.
Now he's a triple away from the cycle at this point. Padres continue to pour it on. What happens when you're leaving pitches outside the zone, they got to come in the zone. And Tommy Pham, in the month of June into the month of July, has been one of the best Padres when attacking the ball in the zone.
There's Eric Hosmer. Now there's a picture behind the booth in Colorado Coors Field of the starting lineup for the National League, the All-Star game that year. Last time it was in Colorado, I believe it was '98.
Yep.
And unbelievable. The star power that was in that All-Star game along with your dad. Unbelievable.
I remember 2 things from that All-Star game very vividly. I remember getting yanked off the field for home run derby because I wanted to shag so bad, and my dad was ready to go home.
Okay.
So I had to run off the field in the middle of a break. And the other thing I remember is the conversation I got a chance to listen to between the likes of Curt Schilling, Barry Bonds, my father, Greg Maddux, and they were just talking about what made them tick, what made them go. And then for a 16-year-old, that was the most amazing baseball conversation I've ever had a chance to be a part of.
That is just unbelievable. I mean, it had to be an incredible. I mean, that's kind of what Freeman's son just went through in that whole situation, and that was you.
Yeah, I was older at that point, so I had a chance to really process what I was listening to at that point.
Right.
And just the banter between the likes of those type of players. I mean, if you love baseball, you would have loved to have been a fly on the wall listening to these conversations.
Well, that lineup was unbelievable in '98 and again in '99. And '99 was at Fenway Park. Did you go to that one?
I did not go to that one.
Okay.
I knew my dad was hurt, and although he was elected as a starter, I knew he wasn't going to play. But that's one of the All-Star games he talked about the most.
Getting Williams out.
Yeah, getting an opportunity to walk Ted out there.
Yeah.
That was a big, big moment for him.
1-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. It's another iconic picture they have at Fenway Park. Your dad assisting him throwing out the first pitch.
I mean, that was the first hitting book my dad ever read, was The Art of Hitting by Ted Williams. And he still had the book. I have the book now. It's the original copies to this day.
Wow.
And so for him to get an opportunity, a guy he idolized in terms of hitting, to get a chance to be the one, because Ted asked for him to be the guy to walk him out there, and that was a big moment for him.
Fouled off by Myers. Annie, you have more from your All-Star experience?
Well, guys, it was just so cool to see Jake Cronenworth grow during those 2 days as well. I mean, he said the same thing, that just being around those high-caliber players, exchanging stories and talking to them and getting tips, it just made him think so much about how he wants to elevate his game. And Tony, I'm curious what it was like for you. I mean, you went to so many All-Star games with your dad, and you saw him pulled in so many directions as far as media and people wanting a piece of him. And that was really what happened with Fernando Tatis Jr. at this All-Star game. I mean, it was Spanish-speaking media, it was the national networks, the local outlets. This guy never had a chance to say no or to breathe. And I'm just curious what that was like watching your dad go through it as well.
For my father, I mean, I think I got a chance to see up close and personal the type of day as Will Myers.
Down the right field line, and that is gone. Will Myers with his second home run of the night and a grand slam in the second, a 2-run shot in the sixth. Padres have 16 runs now. On top 16-4, Myers opposite field.
You can't ask for a better offensive night than the Padres are putting together right now. Opposite field homer for Will Myers on a fastball, a cutter. Going away from him. See him stay on that backside as Will does best. Opposite field homer, solo shot for Will Myers.
6 RBI game right now for Myers. And the Padres tacking on 3 quick ones here in the 6th. That's to short, and on the backhand is Escobar. He's moved to short. Oh, you got to spin it. And they do. So 1 out here in the 6th inning. Miguel Diaz up in the Padres pen.
Just to finish that thought, the amount of things that all-stars have to do in that 2-day period is so much. And for guys like Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jake Cronenworth, who've never had to experience that, I can only imagine how many different places Fernando. I mean, my dad was a multi-time all-star, but I don't know if he ever went to an all-star game on the same platform that Fernando Tatis Jr. went into in his first all-star game.
And that's the thing. I mean, the biggest part of it was he's there for the first time. People meeting him for the first time on a national level for that kind of game. He had to be pretty tired by the end of all of it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
The game has grown so much from '98 till now. We talk about the media obligations. I mean, I don't know that was something that my dad ever had to worry about. But for Fernando, being the type of star that he is and the platform that he has, he's having to reach a whole lot more people than my father ever had to.
Grady pinch hitting here for Paddock. That is the night for Paddock. He goes the first 5 innings in this game. Ends up throwing 80 pitches. And certainly finished better than he started. Gave up 3 runs in the first inning on the 3-run home run by Soto, but just 1 run the rest of the way. Only a couple of hits the rest of the way.
I'm sure he would have liked to have gotten to that 6th inning and possibly finished it, but it's a job well done by Chris Paddock considering the circumstances.
2 walks allowed in this inning by Suero, and that's 8 walks for Nationals pitching in this game. It's not been pretty for the Nats.
After they left here in San Diego, they kind of hit a rough patch there, and it seems to have continued into the second half.
Top of the order, Trent Grisham. He has walked twice, flied out to center, and struck out looking. Remember your dad's last All-Star game, I believe, it was his last All, because he and Cal both in Seattle
2001.
in 01.
Yeah.
My first year in the big leagues for me. I was there last year, as it turned out. And that was amazing. I mean, MLB did a really good job of honoring them both, and knowing they're both going to be Hall of Famers, retiring the same season.
Yeah, they got a good gift there where both of those guys are really walking away at the same time. My dad got to be an honorary All-Star that year. Was really hurt for the most of 2001.
Down the left field line and over, and not catching it is Hernandez. That gets away. O'Grady is heading for third. To second base goes Grisham. They got Yadiel Hernandez, who had taken over in left field for Josh Harrison. And I don't know what happened to him. Just doesn't catch it. Just there.
Simply overruns the baseball. This ball's hit pretty shallow. He's coming a long way and just really overruns it. I don't even know if he got leather on that baseball.
They charge him with an error. He's 7. Grisham to second, O'Grady to third. 1 out of the inning. Swinging a foul tip for Fernando. This has not been pretty for the Nats.
No, it has not been pretty at all. Now, Ryan Harper
starts to get loose in the bullpen. He would be the 6th pitcher to enter the game.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Well, you got Jake Cronenworth coming up. He is a single shy of hitting the cycle tonight. June 10th of '93, Tony Gwynn was pulled from a game against the Dodgers. He needed a single for the cycle, but sometimes in these games you get huge leads and you give your stars some time off, and it was 14-2 apparently.
Yeah, in this particular case, Jim Riggleman, who was the manager, would later figure out that my dad was only a single away from the cycle after the game was over.
Oh, he didn't know.
He didn't know.
Wow.
Trying to get my dad off his knees, and the one opportunity he may have had went away.
Wow. Harper up in the pen. Wander Suero has not been too good, and he's not had much help from his friends either. Time call. On the ground and through into left field, a base hit. O'Grady will score. Coming around is Grisham. He'll score. The Padres take an 18-4 lead. Single for Tatis, drives in 2 more. That's time for the top tier plays presented by Arco. Cronenworth has been on fire tonight.
He has been absolutely wonderful with the bat in his hand, a magician, if you will. A double in the first or in the second at bat, a triple down the right field line, his 3rd at bat, and he goes where the big boys go on his 4th at bat. Right center, solo shot. Now just a single away from the cycle.
Going to be doing it against another pitcher. The Nationals are going to make a change. 18-4 Friars. Up 18-4. It's Ryan Harper into the game.
Harper comes into the game with a 0-0 record. He's only pitched 13 innings, but has a 0.69 ERA, 3-pitch mix, curveball, 4-seam fastball, slider. Uses the curveball at about 57%. By far the pitch he uses most. He'll be tasked with trying to keep Jake Cronenworth off the base path somehow.
Ha-Seong Kim takes over at first base to pinch run for Fernando Tatis Jr. comes out of this game. And here is Jake Cronenworth. Got a double in the 2nd, a triple in the 3rd, home run in the 5th. It's a single to complete it as he bats right now and takes strike 1. So pitcher number 6 of the night for the Nationals. Ground ball softly hit left side. Cronenworth will reach. Jake Cronenworth hits for the cycle. We are all in the Crone Zone. Infield hit to complete the cycle tonight. 3rd cycle in franchise history for the San Diego Padres belongs to Jake Cronenworth.
When it's going good, it's going good. Saw a few of these infield hits in the 1st inning. Everything after has been missiles. Lo and behold, Jake Cronenworth comes up with a chance for the cycle. What does he do? He cues one.
trots into first base with an infield single, and he has himself a cycle in his second year in the big leagues.
There have been so many historic moments in the last 2 years for the San Diego Padres. There's a drive sent foul down the left field line out of play. Jorge Mateo pinch hitting for Manny Machado. And down to the count, 0-1. Playing time has been tough to come by for Mateo.
It has been, and it's really, I think, been due to trying to get some rhythm with the offense and the guys who play every day. Really been nowhere to get him in the outfield with Grisham coming back. Pham swinging a good bat. Now Will Myers is all of a sudden starting to get hot. The bats have been far and few in between for Jorge Mateo.
Pitch hitting for Machado, who's on twice tonight, a single and a walk. Part of this 18-4 lead for the Padres. Padres have banged out 14 hits in this game.
I guess the next pitcher we see from the Nationals, if Harper's not able to go, is going to be a position player.
You would think,
yep,
at this stage.
We're lining it up for it to look just like that.
Because there's a lot of baseball left.
We're not even through the sixth inning. There's only one out.
No wonder Suero got one out, gave up 3 hits, and so far 5 runs. The ground ball left side, and there's an out at second base. They get the runner at second in Cronenworth for out number 2. Kim takes third, and Mateo reaches at first. Padres have batted around for the second time in this game, as his teammates celebrate the cycle for Jake Cronenworth. Tommy Pham with a home run that started this 6th inning.
Who knows? Maybe he hunts out this triple right here.
That's right. He's a triple shy. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? Pham's got a single in the first, a double in the fourth, the home run in the 6th. So yes, you are quite correct. He needs a triple.
I have to find out if there's ever been 2 cycles on the same team in the same game.
You never know in the game of baseball, but I would find it very hard to believe.
I would too. Just doesn't seem like something that would happen twice on the same day on the same team. I guess if it's happened before 1900.
1-2 pitch. And to be completed in the same inning would take it to a whole new level. They are authenticating.
What if he doesn't want to give up his bat though, right here? Like,
yeah. Well, apparently he is, unless he's going to go up to the bat with the sticker on.
Got 4 hits with this bat.
Yep. I think they're taking it out of his hands.
Doesn't look like he has much of a choice here.
No. Pham fouls it off.
Either that, or he got the first 3 hits with a different bat. Went up with on the single with a brand new bat, just in case this happened.
He's probably trying to find out about that bat. Can I keep that? Can you not put the stickers on that, please?
Gonna finish the game first.
2-2 pitch. Pham will grounded foul.
Just look at how the outfield is set up for the Nationals. Pham's best bet may be in the left center field gap.
There you go, right there. Yeah, Parra into right center. Lots of green grass in left center.
Or down the left field or right field line.
2-2. In the dirt, full count. (18-4), Padres on top. And quite a start to game one of the unofficial second half of the season. Runner goes at first. Here's a base hit into left field. Scoring from third base is Kim. Pham with an RBI single, and the Padres have 19 runs on top, 19-4. Second hit of the inning for Tommy Pham.
It's a dream come true for Jason Tingler coming out of the break. This is an absolute nightmare for Davey Martinez.
Eric Hosmer's had a great game. Single to left, single to right, double to right, a walk, 3 RBIs.
He's only made left turns in this game so far today.
On base 4 times as he bats here in the top of the 6th inning. Strike 1. Strike 2. I think it's a piece of Rivera. First and third here for the Padres. Mateo at third, Pham at first. Padres had a 7-run second. They're having a 6-run 6th so far. And have scored in every inning. 3 in the first, 7 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 6 so far here in the 6th inning.
Batted around twice in this game already. 2 different innings.
A second, and here in the 6th. And a swing and a miss, and striking out is Hosmer. That'll put an end to the inning. But the cycle history made by Jake Cronenworth in the Crown Zone. In Washington, the infield hit completes the cycle. Third in franchise history. 19-4 Padres. Lead over the Nats. Remember to enter the Saquon Scouting Report sweepstakes. Follow at Bally Sports SD on Twitter and reply to today's Saquon Scouting Report with more or less using the hashtag Saquon Scout. Visit ballysports.com for full rules and details. Padres tack on 6 more in the top of the 6th inning. Have a 19-4 lead and a new pitcher, Miguel Diaz.
Miguel Diaz enters the game. Last pitched July 9th before the break. 2 2/3 of an inning against the Rockies. Struck out 3, gave up a hit. Diaz is having a good year for this Padre ball club in different spots. See the 2.30 ERA. Opponents only hit 167, and he's featuring that 4-seam fastball, but the changeup to go with it, that really he can throw at any count in any particular spot.
Juan Soto leading it off, hit a 3-run home run back in the first. Padres with a bevy of changes as we move here defensively into the bottom of the 6th inning. O'Grady stays in the game at first base. Mateo at third. And Kim at shortstop. 3 pinch ran for Manny Machado, takes over at short. There's an 0-1 to Soto. And that's down low, 1-1. So a 3-run home run in the first, a double play grounded into by Soto in the third, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Rising fastball at 95. Padres had a 3-0 lead until Juan Soto hit a 3-run shot off Paddock in the first inning.
Fastball,
12th of the year.
That was supposed to be away. Ran over the inner third of the plate, and at that point, I think we were both thinking, man, this could be a long one.
There's a drive to deep right field. This could be a long one. It is into the second deck. Home run number 13 of the year, second of the night for Soto. He did participate in the home run derby, and he still got that swing with him.
Yeah, most guys, a lot of guys come out of the home run derby not feeling like themselves. It doesn't seem to be the case for Juan Soto here tonight. Although the game well out of hand at this point, Soto's still doing work in the batter's box. Showed off the tremendous power here at Petco to the opposite field. This time, the 2 home runs in this game have been to the pull side. Another fastball, same miles per hour, same spot, same result.
The one fouled off by Bell. This was impressive.
I don't see too many balls get up into that second deck.
427. The tail of the tape on that one. 9th career multi-home run game for Soto. Ground ball to first base, so Grady's got it. He'll take it to the bag for the first out of the inning. One down for Josh Harrison.
Soto's got big pop. You watch that home run derby. He had the farthest home run, I believe, at 520. There's some big boys in that home run derby, including Pete Alonso.
Harrison has lined out to center and tripled to center field.
For the record, there has never been 2 cycles on the same day on the same team. So, I guess as long as Tommy Pham stays in this game, he'll have another opportunity at it.
And because the Padres are running out of bench players, there's a real good opportunity he's going to stay in this game at this point. Now that Machado's out, Tatis is out, Hosmer is out.
There's not too many outfielders left on that bench. No. Webster Rivas is the lone guy, and he's
I don't see Webby going out there.
He's not coming in this game, I don't think.
Three-one pitch to Harrison. And that's ball 4. It's pretty much the last thing Jay Stingler wants to see from Miguel Diaz. Up 19-5, a walk here with 1 out to Josh Harrison.
That'll drive a manager and a pitching coach crazy. 14-run lead. They don't want to see any walks at this point.
Jordy Mercer, 1 for 2 in this game, RBI double. Take strike 1 at 95. Paddock went 5 innings tonight, 5 hits, 4 runs. He walked a batter and struck out 2. Paddock would throw 80 pitches in 5 innings. Ball 2, 2-1. Got the swag chain.
They're everywhere. Swag chain and some tall cans.
Three-one pitch. And a strike call. Borderline right there. Full count. Foul back at the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And it started with Soto hitting a long home run to right. Bell grounded out. Harrison walked. And now Jordy Mercer with a full count. Ball 4 and back-to-back walks allowed by Diaz. Nobody up in the pen. Rivera coming up next.
Diaz has got to find a way to regain command of the zone. As we mentioned, this is certainly not something Jace Tingler or Larry Rothschild wants to see from Miguel Diaz right now.
And Rivera 0 for 2. Flips it foul off to the right out of play. Struck out in the first inning, grounded out to second base in the fourth inning. Strike 2.
There's that good changeup from Diaz.
Outside, ball 1, 1-2. Harrison at second base, Mercer at first. One out in the sixth inning, a run in for the Nationals. Padres have a 19-5 lead. And a swing and a miss as he strikes out Rivera. First strikeout for Diaz, 2 down. Needed that.
Good changeup again from Miguel Diaz. Located on the outer half. Really outer third, below the zone. It's Rivera to swing over the top.
Two down, 2 on. Gerardo Parra. Foul back to the screen for strike 1. Parra flied out to left in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth inning. Not sure what happened to Victor Robles, who's playing center field and walked off the field with the trainer. into the inning, and that was it. Parra took over in center field defensively. No reason given by the Nats as to why Robles departed the game. Ball and a strike to Parra. Parra broke into the big leagues with the Diamondbacks back in 2009. Arizona, Milwaukee, Baltimore, Milwaukee again, Colorado for 3 years. He was a Giant, and this is year 3 with the Nats. Fouled off, and a full count now. 2 down, first and second, a run in. And a 3-2 pitch will be coming to Parra with Harrison at second, Mercer at first. In the air to deep right field. Back goes Myers, and that is gone. A 3-run home run for Gerardo Parra makes it 19-8. Second home run of the inning allowed by Miguel Diaz.
3-2 fastball, middle in to Parra. Both sides continue to add to the score. This one a 3-run shot from Parra. As he gets their version of the swag chain, it looks like just a key.
It is. Yeah, I thought it was a lanyard too, but it doesn't appear to be. There's a fly ball to deep center field. Back onto the track to make the catch is Grisham. And that will end the inning, but not before. 4 runs collected by the Nats makes it 19-8 Padres.
Park and Padres with a 19-8 lead, in part because of this guy right here, Will Myers, having a terrific night at the plate. 2 home runs, the first one in a big way, grand slam in that second inning, and he would follow that up in the 6th with an Oppo Taco shot right down the right field line. 2 homers on the day, as I said, for Will Myers. Padres rolling right now as we enter the 7th.
Leading it off is Will Myers. And Harper back out there. Got a call right there. Had a wrinkle in it, and that's strike 2. Quickly 0-2. Nabil Crismatt up in the Padres pen. A 31 pitch inning in the 6th inning for Miguel Diaz, who allowed 4 runs, including 2 home runs. A liner foul off the bat of Myers, and it's still 0-2.
Myers with 6 RBIs on the night. A lot of guys in this lineup having some pretty good offensive nights tonight.
Myers grounds it foul down the third baseline, and we'll do it again. 1-2. Padres batted around in the second inning and in the sixth inning. You got 7 in the second, 6 in the sixth. Myers leading it off in the seventh. And a foul ball. Padres have scored in every inning so far. See what happens here in the seventh.
You know, it seems like a far-fetched idea when the managers, let's score every inning.
Let's score a couple.
They've literally
Yes,
done
they
that
have.
every inning.
3 in the first, 7 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 6 in the sixth. And Myers strikes out looking. Second strikeout for Harper since coming in.
The backdoor breaking ball, or I should say front door breaking ball to Will Myers. He didn't agree, but home plate umpire James Hoy had as a strike.
1 out in the seventh, and Victor Caratini coming up. Padres have never had a game in which they've scored a run in every inning.
I bet you there's not too many teams that have.
No, probably not.
Natural tendency for any team is when you start scoring this many runs, you kind of inevitably take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit. A lot of times it's not even on purpose. You're just kind of going through the rest of the game. Padres haven't done that as of yet.
Last team to do it, the Rockies in '99.
It's been a while.
Not lost on me at all that it's the Rockies that pulled it
well,
off.
there you have it. It was only 13 runs, but they spread them out over all 9.
One here,
or 8,
couple two.
Yeah, because they probably didn't have to bat in the bottom of the ninth.
Right.
2-0 pitch. On the ground and a little trouble. Yep. Reaching at first base is Caratini. Alcides Escobar. A shift in play. The only guy on the left side, and he couldn't field it cleanly.
Caratini takes the fastball away, just hits it where it's pitched. This ball eats up Escobar. Another error for the Nationals. Their third of the game.
1 out, 1 on. Here's O'Grady. Pinch hit in the sixth inning. Walked and scored. That'll miss for ball 2, 2-1. Suero was charged with 6 runs, but only 3 are earned because of a couple of miscues that took place in that inning. That was the 6-run sixth. It was a fly ball down the right field line, headed foul.
Yadiel Hernandez not catching that fly ball led to at least a few more runs in that inning.
Two pitch. Grounded foul. Do it again here. Grady batting with 1 out, 1 on. Top of the order, Trent Grisham waiting on deck for San Diego. This pitch should be the 35th in relief for Ryan Harper, who's pitcher number 6 for the Nationals in tonight's game. Grounded foul. We'll do it again, 2-2. Looks like Nabil Krismat will be coming into the game next inning. He is done warming up in the pen and is kind of standing out there right now. There's Grisham waiting on deck. Two. Strike 3 call. Third strikeout for Harper. 2 down.
The cutter at the bottom of the zone. Below the bottom of the zone. But in a 19-8 game, you sometimes see the strike zone kind of get opened up a little bit.
Top of the order, Trent Grisham has walked twice, flied out to center, struck out.
Talked about Harper and him using that breaking ball at about 55%. Next pitch closest to that is the cutter at 24%.
One to Grisham. Outside for ball 2. Nobody warming in the Nationals pen. This is Harper's inning for sure.
I think we're going to see one of the position players coming in next.
Kind of screams that.
Yeah, he's got 40 pitches right now.
Line to center, and that's in for a base hit. So Grisham aboard, and Caratini taking second base on the single to center. So everybody for the Padres has at least one hit that started this game, with the exception of Victor Caratini. Works on an error this inning and walked earlier in the game, but does not have a hit. Padres have 16 hits now in the game. And with runners in scoring position, the Padres have gone 8 for 17. Sun Kim.
It's a really good sign for the Padres.
Now taking advantage of some of these situations, opportunities.
We've seen them all over the map this season in terms of runners in scoring position. We've seen them at times create a whole bunch of opportunities, not be able to come through with very many. We've seen them create almost no opportunities and really be stuck there. This is the sweet spot right here.
Saw Profar come out on deck. That would be the pitcher's spot, as that'll miss. This is the first time Sun Kim has batted. He pinch ran back in the 6th inning for Fernando Tatis Jr. and now bats for the first time here in the 7th.
My son got a new hairdo over the break.
It does appear that he is now blonde.
He wasn't blonde before the break,
no,
right?
He was not.
I don't think so.
He's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. First and second with 2 down. Squibs it foul over by the Nationals dugout and off that fencing in front. Two on, 2 down, and a 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Most runs scored in a single game in Padres history, 20. 96 at Florida and 2001 in Montreal. Fly ball headed to left, and incoming Hernandez will make the catch out there. That'll end the inning. Padres will strand a pair. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, 19-8 San Diego. Padres baseball brought to you by Petco, official partner of the San Diego Padres. By UC San Diego Health, official health provider of the San Diego Padres. And by Jack in the Box. Remember, the Padres hit a home run today. Get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with a purchase of a large trade. Padres have bagged out 19 runs on 16 hits. It's the night for Jake Cronenworth, who completes his first cycle and the 3rd in franchise history tonight. He is done. His profile will take over at second base, and it's time for the Bill Howe plays of the game. Jake Cronenworth, as we look back on his night.
Started off doing what he does best, hitting a double. That brought in 2 runs. And in his next at bat, he goes the other line. This one would go for 3. Fernando Tatis Jr. would come in and score. Then he gets a hanging breaking ball, first pitch, exit stage right. And then the weakest hit of them all, a cue shot to short, ends his night with a cycle. 3rd in franchise history.
The Bill Chrismat into the game for San Diego.
Bill Chrismat has come in these situations and done a good job for this ball club really all season long. Has an array of pitches. Fastball, curveball, he'll cut it, he'll sink it. Really doesn't use the 4-seam fastball all that much. Almost uses it as a surprise pitch. He'll be tasked with possibly finishing this game.
Profar takes over at second base for Cronenworth. Comes Alcides Escobar to lead it off for the Nats here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Escobar with a single in the first, popped out to second in the second, grounded out at third in the 5th. And takes strike 1. Looks like Ryan Zimmerman has come out on deck for the Nats. Ball 2, 2-1. Rodriguez, a right-hander up in the pen. Jeffrey Rodriguez, we saw him in the series at Petco Park. Two-one pitch to Escobar. Good running pitch right there. You can't get a piece of. 2-2. Chrismat has been good for multiple innings, and he's done a great job for the Padres and been up and down all year.
Yeah, we talked about the struggles the starting rotation has had. It's been guys like Chrismat and Stammen and Ramirez, guys who've been able to come in and give them some length.
Lined and caught at shortstop by Kim for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Comes Zimmerman. The face of the franchise for the Nationals. 242, 9 homers, 24 runs batted in. But seeing most of his time just like this, coming off the bench to pinch hit. all-time leader in virtually every offensive category for the Nationals. Opted out of last year. Back this season after the championship year for the Nats.
Definitely has been the fixture for this organization for a very long time. Face of the franchise until Bryce Harper showed up, and you can see it in the fact that he leads in all the statistical categories.
A pitch hit against the Padres at Petco Park, and that's when this amazing leaping catch by Fernando Tatis Jr. took place. He somehow got more air in the middle, which I haven't quite figured out yet.
That was Junior's version of come fly with me. Going up the ladder, using the legs to give the illusion that he's actually jumping a second time while still in the air.
Yeah.
It's quite crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He said at the time he was swimming in the air. There's a ground ball, and diving is Profar from his knees. Throw will get there. Nice play by Jurickson Profar. Well, for many years, Profar's #1 position was second base. He's played very little second base with the San Diego Padres, but he's a good one.
Yeah, he came over last year. There were some questions about his throwing ability. Really, we've seen no issues since he's put on a Padre jersey. Nice diving play to his right. Good one-hop throw to retire Zimmerman, and he just can't buy a hit coming off the bench against the Padres. Whether it's Fernando going up and snatching a line drive or it's Profar going in the hole, he remains hitless.
Breaking ball to Soto for ball one. A 2-home run night for Juan Soto. 3-run shot in the first, solo shot in the 6th inning. First one off Paddock. Next one was off Miguel Diaz. Slips out of the hand of Krismat. There's a curveball. 2-0 to Soto. 2 home runs, his 12th and 13th of the year. This down and away, and it's 3-1 now to Soto. Line up the middle, look out. That was a return to center, and quickly by Krismat. That was a rocket into center field. 3rd hit of the night for Soto. Some contact for you.
And that ball came out extremely hot off the bat. This ball might have been by Krismat before he had a chance to move.
Whoa. 110 off the bat. Krismat very fortunate to get his head out of the way. There's Josh Bell. Bell 0 for 3 in the game, has grounded out to short twice and once to first. But has grounded out 3 times. Fly ball to left field, has Pham backpedaling now as he makes a catch to end the 7th inning. Played 7, Padres on top of this one, 19-8.
Thanks very much, Mike and Mark. New pitcher on for the Nats as we move to the 8th inning is Jeffrey Rodriguez.
Rodriguez on the year, 2.31 ERA. Opponent's only hitting 171. Hasn't had a lot of big league innings, but he's going to be allowed to throw this 8th.
Jurickson Profar took over at second base last inning and back for the first time tonight. Take strike one. .232 with a home run. 20 runs batted in for Profar. Fouls it off. 0-2. The fastball running. Fouled off of Rivera, and that one hurt.
Might be the second time he's taken a foul ball off that same spot. Right off the top of the foot.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a rough day for Rene back behind the dish today.
He's had a pretty good game, too. He's blocked a lot.
Spend some time in the cold tub after this game.
Is that what helps that?
Yeah, well, at least in your mind it helps.
Okay. And 0-2. Big innings for the Padres. Scored 7 runs in the second, 6 in the 6th. Myers of the big night, grand slam, home run. There's a grounder to second base, and that is out number 1 of the 8th inning. Cronenworth with a cycle in this game. There's Mateo. Fouls it back for strike one.
According to Elias Sports, Jake Cronenworth is the 3rd player to appear in an All-Star game, then hit for the cycle in their first game after the All-Star break, joining Joe DiMaggio and Brooks Robinson.
Wow.
Pretty elite company.
Yeah, it is.
Every player's dream is to come out the break swinging a good bat. This is ideal.
Line foul. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Jeffrey Rodriguez, pitcher number 7. We've still not seen a position player yet.
I'm surprised, quite frankly.
Fly ball, center field. Gerardo Parra. 2 down. Well, Tommy Pham coming up. He is a triple shy from getting a cycle. James Norwood back up in the pen for San Diego. Up and in for ball 1. 95 on the fastball.
I'm okay with witnessing some history here.
Yeah. Called the ball. Looks like a pretty good pitch. It's 2-0.
I think Rene Rivera thought it was a strike too. double clutch on the throw back to the pitcher.
Ball 3. Ball 4. A 2-out walk. And Tommy Pham on base for the 5th time in this game. Actually, that's the 6th time in this game. Here's Webster Rivas. Running in the pitcher's spot. 200, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. Into his 18th game with the Padres. And a pitch in there for strike 1. Slaps it foul off to the right out of play. 0-2. Norwood will be coming in for the Padres for the bottom of the 8th. Sharply hit into center field for a base hit. Pham heading first to third. Throw goes into second. And the Padres have runners at the corners with 2 down. Rivas with a solid single into center field.
This ball scolded up the middle. Second base umpire Chris Siegel almost wore that off the shin. The Padres just keep hitting. 17th hit of the game.
First and third, 2 down. Will Myers. Mentioned the 2 home runs for Myers at a grand slam in the 2nd inning. Part of a 7-run 2nd inning for the Padres. Myers would hit a 2-run shot in the 6th inning. So 6 RBIs in the game for Will. And a liner into center field, make it 7. As in from third comes Pham, an RBI single, and the Padres make it an even 20 runs on top, 20-8 in this one. And a big night for Will Myers.
Tying the franchise record for runs in a game. Will Myers having himself a day. Breaking ball. Will just kind of top spins this ball right back up the middle. Grabs his 7th RBI, his 3rd hit of the night.
I got a question for you. Pham went first to third on that ball. Is that considered? I'm asking about the unwritten rules here because Jace has called him over after he scored that run. Have we crossed some sort of unwritten rules here with him taking third base on that base hit?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell nowadays. It would have been something that would have raised a bunch of eyebrows.
You think that's maybe what Jace is talking to him
about?
It could
be. It could be. I can't think of anything else he would be talking to him about in the 20-8 game. But
as he called him over as he came off, and they talked for a good bit. Well, actually, Pham did most of the listening. Jace did most of the talking.
That was the first thing that crossed my mind as he called him over there.
The fly ball to center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And that'll load the bases. Pham had just scored the run. He went first to third. And Jace wanted to talk to him. Kind of stopped him as he was coming down the steps. So a base hit went to center field. He was at first base and went first to third. Took the extra base up with 19 runs at that point. And just kind of listening is Tommy Pham to whatever Jace is telling him.
I mean, listen, we're ultimately speculating. We don't know, but it does seem to kind of fit what we're talking about here.
Can't think of anything else to be talking about.
It's a game is well out of hand at this point. You've put up 20 runs on a ball club, and I don't even know that there was any intent behind
No.
Tommy going first or third. That is something this ball club does literally every game. That is just how they are kind of programmed. And maybe, we don't know, maybe that is what Jace Tingler was having a conversation with him about.
Liner into left field. Rivas will score. Myers coming around. The throw is going to be cut off. 2 more runs for the Padres. And they have 22 runs in this game on top, 22-8. As O'Grady drives in a pair.
New franchise record for the Padres. Grady lining the ball through the 5.5 hole. 2 runs come in. He's got 2 RBIs. Padres just continue to go.
This has been some kind of attack. 22 runs on 20 hits for the Padres. 8th member of the Padres to bat here in the 8th inning is Trent Grisham. And a base hit into left field. Caratini is coming plateward, and that's 23 runs for the San Diego Padres. 23-8 Padres.
The hits just keep coming. I want to try to bottle some of this up. Take it into tomorrow.
Somebody's going to stop the fight. Here's Kim. Ground ball foul.
Fly ball, center field. Parra's there to make the catch. It puts an end to the inning, but the San Diego Padres, they come up with 4 more in the 8th. Unbelievably, they've scored 23 runs in this game. Padres on top, 23-8.
Well, the Dodgers are also winning tonight as they open up the second half at Coors Field against the Rockies, and All-Star Chris Taylor hits a 3-run home run in the first. On top 10-4, they're in the 6th inning from Coors Field. The pitcher for the Padres, who now have 23 runs in this game, James Norwood in for San Diego.
Hard-throwing right-hander, James Norwood. Got his first taste in the last homestand here in San Diego. Pitched an inning against the Rockies, gave up a hit, walked 1. Run his fastball up as high as 99 miles per hour.
Rivas now doing the catching, takes over for Caratini, who is on the move. Tell you about where he is. As here's a ground ball to second base. Profar. That's Caratini at first base, and he'll apply the tag. Nice job. As the throw was high, but it's out number 1 of the 8th inning. O'Grady has moved to center field as well. There's Jordy Mercer. He's been on twice, double and a walk. He has scored a run. Outside, 1-1. So Grady now in center. Ball 2, 2-1. Norwood takes over for Krisma to win an inning, giving up a hit, no runs. Didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out.
Kind of a typical outing from the Bill Krismat. We've seen that from him often this season.
Norwood falling behind 3-1 to Mercer. Fouled off to the right. Full count. Lined into right field. Jordy Mercer's got his second hit of the night. One out single here in the 8th. Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
That was beautiful. Nice work.
Thank you.
Very easy in a game like this to fumble that right there, but you didn't do it.
No, I stuck with it.
You locked in.
Thank you. One out, Mercer at first, and a strike. And there to Rene Rivera. You still got to bring your A game.
You do.
So it's
23-8, but you got to be locked in still. That's what the pros do.
The one is going to miss inside. This game is coming up on 4 hours.
Sounds about right for a Padre game.
It's been that way in 2021. But it's all good.
Yes,
23 runs.
You are able to watch this ball club put up 23 runs, 21 hits, play some airless baseball. I think you're happy sitting for 4 hours watching the game.
1-2 pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-2. So Paddock started this game 5 innings, giving up 4 runs. He is the pitcher of record for the Padres. Miguel Diaz an inning, giving up 4 runs. Nabil Crismatt 1 inning, no runs. And a line drive just out of the reach of Kim into left field. And at first and second with 1 out now for the Nats. They put together back-to-back base hits here in the 8th.
Have not put back-to-back hits together all game long. This one just over the outstretched arm of Ha-Seong Kim.
Strike one. Parra has flied out to left, struck out swinging, and homered in the 6th inning. And a 3-run home run in the 6th inning is off Miguel Diaz. He gave up 2 home runs in the 6th, one to Juan Soto and one to Gerardo Parra.
Norwood displaying good changeup. 10-mile-per-hour difference from his fastball right now.
Bouncing in for ball 1.
It's going to be an interesting race to the end in the National League West. All 3 teams on the road, as we mentioned earlier. Dodgers up, Giants up, Padres clearly up. That's kind of been the tough luck the Padres have had all season long.
The pitch is up at 98, and it's 2-2. Can the Giants sustain what they've done in the first half? That's the big question.
I think a lot of people are of the thought that they can't, but at this point, there's been so much confidence built up in that locker room. You have to wonder, at this point, they believe that they are in the exact spot they should be in. I think that answer will be answered later on in the season, but certainly right now, I mean, prior to that last homestand, it was May 9th, the last time the Padres won a game and the Giants and Dodgers both lost. Just haven't been very many opportunities for the Padres to gain ground, even when they're playing well.
Swing and a miss, and striking out is Parra. It's out number 2 of the 8th. First strikeout for James Norwood.
Good changeup again from James Norwood. Parra swings right over the top.
Adiel Hernandez. That's here with 2 outs and 2 on in the National 8th. $29,203. We're on hand here at 1.29,203. Most, if not all, have ducked out. There's not many folks hanging around. There was a really good crowd there at one point.
It was nice, and the stadium was filled up.
Yep.
Hung that 7th spot and continued to add runs thereafter. It's going to be tough to keep people in the seats.
Norwood falling behind here, 2-0. Fouled off to the left, 2-1. Ball 3. Harrison grounded out to begin the inning. Mercer single. Rivera single. Parra strikes out. 2 on, 2 down for the Nationals here in the 8th inning. That's ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. 2-out walk allowed here by Norwood. Top of the order, Alcides Escobar. That is single way back in the first inning. 1-for-4 ball game for Escobar. Gets away, it's a ball. And Rivas gathers it quickly.
Ideally, the Padres, my guess, would like to have James Norwood finish this game.
Chopped outside of third and foul. Ball and a strike. Mercer at third. Rivera is at second base. And Hernandez at first. Bases filled here with Nationals. 2 down in the 8th. Time called and very late. Ducking for cover there was home plate umpire James Hoy. Lord went through with the pitch.
It's definitely the common thing you see a hitter do when he knows he's asked for time too late. He goes straight to the eye. There's something in it. Got to clear it up.
Fouled a 97-mile-an-hour fastball off to the right. Now to play 1-2.
Sharply hit, picked it short by Kim. He'll go to second base for the out. Gets him out of the jam. We head for the 9th inning. Padres on top in this one, 23-8. Game 2 of the 3-game series against the Nationals, and the return of Blake Snell coming off the IL. He'll be matched up against Patrick Corbin. Get you started at 3:30 with Padres Live, the pregame show. The Padres and the Nationals in the middle game of the 3-game series.
There's nothing more Jace Tingler would love to see than Blake Snell go out and get back on track in this start tomorrow. It's been a rough first half for Blake Snell. Certainly not how it was, I think, imagined it would go.
Jeffrey Rodriguez back out there to pitch the 9th inning. Pitch the 8th and starts the 9th here. Jurickson Profar leads it off. And it takes the ball up and away. Grounded out in the 8th to second base. And is 0 for 1 coming off the bench. Fly ball headed to right field. Incoming Soto to make the catch for the first out of the 9th inning. Well, the box score has got plenty of numbers in it for you to check out. Here's what the starters did in this game for the Padres. And a couple guys will point out here. Will Myers, 2 home runs, grand slam, 7 RBIs in the game. Jake Cronenworth, the 3rd cycle in the history of the San Diego Padres. Jake also having a 4-hit game.
2 4-hit games.
Yeah, Tommy Pham too.
2 3-hit games. That's getting some extension through the lineup right there.
23 runs, 21 hits. Defense has been good, no errors. And the Nationals have scored 8 runs on 10 hits, but they've made 3 errors.
Yeah, just how you draw it up, right? If you're Jace Tingler.
Fly ball hit to deep left field, and that ball's going to go. A home run. Jorge Mateo with a shot. And the Padres make it 24 runs.
Jorge Mateo getting in on the action. Figures everybody else is getting hits. Let me get one. Rodriguez fastball in off the plate. Mateo just getting his best swing off here. Solo shot. Padres' 24th run and 22nd hit of the night.
Strike 1 to Tommy Pham. Pham to center, where Parra waits and makes the catch for out number 2. Might be the first time Mateo's had the swag chain on this year.
He usually has the swag chain.
He's
putting it on somebody. This time he gets to participate.
Yes.
I'm Mateo. I would have held on to that bad boy for as long as possible.
Yeah. I'd still be walking around with it. Right. I'd wait for somebody to take it off me.
At least still have to go back out and play some defense.
Ground ball down to third. Mercer's throw is good, and it sends us to the bottom of the 9th. Padres had a run of the home run by Mateo. 24-8 San Diego. On top, hoping James Norwood can finish off the Nationals tonight. He pitched the 8th and is back out there to begin the 9th inning.
Pitcher spot will come up here, which the Nationals will most likely pinch hit. You have Soto and Bell for Norwood.
It is Barrera who will pitch hit. Trace Barrera. So it is 11:18 on the East Coast. This would be the longest 9-inning game in franchise history at 4 hours and 13 minutes. If they get that far, we'll see. This pitch is high.
We've been close a couple different times this season.
The franchise record, 4 hours and 12 minutes, May 4th, 2019, against the Dodgers. Popped up foul ground, and that'll get into the seats. I had the pleasure of doing the longest 9-inning game in Major League history.
Was that a Boston Yankee game?
It was.
I figured.
And it was game 2 of a day-night doubleheader. The second game, which is the longest 9-inning game on the books still.
Oh, that's
4 hours and 45 minutes.
That's special right there.
Yeah. That's pretty hard to do.
I mean, a day-night doubleheader?
Yes, and the second game went 4:45.
God bless you, man.
I drove home in complete silence the whole way. A lot of times you put on the radio or
Nothing.
you check nothing. I want to hear nothing.
You don't even want to hear yourself
No,
talk.
the last person I want to hear at that point is me. 1-2 pitch is down.
In some ways, you're kind of used to those type of games.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, quite a
American
few
League
of them.
East, a lot of this.
2-2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Yeah, the pitch hitter strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning. Juan Soto's had a good night tonight for the Nationals. 3-run home run in the first. Solo shot in the 6th. And a single in the 7th. And that home run derby swing with him to the second half. Padres tonight with runners in scoring position. They were 12 for 23, really cashing in on their opportunities. And Nationals pitchers, they had to throw 258 pitches in tonight's game.
That is not ideal.
No.
It's a lot of pitches to get through 9 innings. 7 different pitchers to do so.
Got a call there. 0-2. James Hoy is kind of tired of calling balls and strikes.
He's ready to get up out of here, too.
It's not enough. Throw it up here, and I'm going to call it a strike. 0-2. Oh, 2 to Soto. Now bounce in, 1-2. Two and two. .96, and it was at the top of the zone, but fouled off by Soto. Padres with 24 runs on 22 hits. Two-two pitch. Lined into center field. Over to play it is O'Grady into left center. Soto's headed for second base. Throw goes there, and he'll be out. Wow. Soto trying for the double, and Profar applies the tag, and Soto is out number 2 in the 9th inning. Well, credit O'Grady getting over there quickly in left center field, getting it back in quickly.
He did have a heck of a job cutting that ball off, and not only cutting it off, dropping a dime to second base. Soto not giving anything away in this blowout of a game. Lines this ball in the left center field gap. O'Grady gets to it quickly. A perfect one-hop throw and tag by Profar to retire Soto at second.
Great play by O'Grady.
On a miss in for ball one. 2 down in the 9th inning. Josh Bell batting. Strike call, 1-1. New Padres record in game time. Surpassing the threshold. That's up and away.
Felt like one of these games way back in the 2nd inning.
Yes, it did. When it was 10-3. That was after an inning and a half. It was 10-3. Two-one pitch to Bell. And a liner to right field. In for a hit. Myers over to play it. Cuts it off. Gets it back in quickly. But Josh Bell's got a base hit with 2 down in the 9th inning. Nationals are not going quietly.
Josh Bell gets his first hit of the night.
Josh Harrison coming up.
Started this game in left field, ended up coming in to second base defensively. Fastball by him for strike one.
It's number 44 coming for James Norwood. You've seen velocity kind of drop off a little bit.
Popped up. Over from first and diving to make the catch is Caratini. That's the ball game. Victor Caratini in foul ground makes the catch, and the Padres have won game one with authority. 24-8. And what a catch by Caratini to end this ball game. Makes the grab. Padres win it 24-8. It's time for Padres Live, the post-game show. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?